Good evening, everybody. All of my cameras seem to be misaligned. Why? I will sort this in a moment. You can see my face, though, but hello, everybody, and what... Do I normally have a bonus cam in here just on the... Maybe I do.
Yeah, you do.
I do. That's... It's been a while.
But I am Two-Face right now.
There's no Joanna cam.
I'll fix it now. I'll fix it in a moment. But hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Component Cast coverage of the Elendor Chronicles. I'm sorry for our slight pause. We were hoping to be back slightly sooner, but TwitchCon gave me, well, basically Airlines gave me the runaround, and I couldn't get back nearly as quickly as I was hoping from TwitchCon. But I hope you're all doing well. So it's been a little while. But before we get on with tonight's broadcast, I mean, that's two people aligned. There we go. Hey, I completed it. I see,
nailed it.
You know, I take some weeks off. I forget how to be a broadcaster. That's just how this has to work, I guess. But
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. Yeah, but before we get on to tonight's broadcast, we have a few things to cover. If you want to support the show, the best way to do so is by becoming one of our wonderful Twitch subs or joining us on Patreon. Patreon gives us the biggest slice of the pie, gets loads of behind-the-scenes stuff, and, you know, it helps us run awesome shows like this one. Also, one thing you can do if you're listening, wherever you're listening, if this is on YouTube, if this is on Twitch, if you could share it, if you could like it, if you could comment if you're on YouTube, if you're listening on the podcast variants, make sure you rate it. Remember to share it. Do anything you can to help us grow because it's up to you guys. And if you want to listen through multiple variants, that's also good too. Like if you're watching on YouTube, here's a little tip. Even if you don't watch the whole thing, just, you know, mute the tab. Put it on in the background while you work, or you know, want to help it even more? Put that view speed all the way down to 0.25 and increase our watch time ridiculously. Anyway, no. Without further ado, let's get on with tonight's broadcast, shall we? So, I need to move away from Zorp's Emporium because it does not fit the vibe of what I'm about to say.
That's ominous.
Well, I've got to do the recap. And where we left off was a trying moment in the history of the world. Not that any of the recent events haven't been trying, but...
Yeah.
You all travelled back to Nardathel on a mission from Breton's old mentor and Ruby's old guardian. You had discovered that a cultish element had been spreading cursed silver around shrines and holy sites, slowly corrupting and infecting people, spreading plague and disease. You theorized that this was the work of a cult of Null. Your journey took you following a rosary seller to the capital, where you arrived just in time to see the climax of what had been building in the kingdom. It was undeniable now that the cult had revealed its hand, where the streets of Gervalu ran with demonic blood from another plane. You managed to rescue many civilians, but when the tide was only being stagnated by your work, you decided to go find the source, in which you travelled to the pumping station of the city, where you found that the pumps had been tampered with to mean that the flow of water could not be stopped throughout the city, but you also found a portal, a box that would hold arcane gates to another plane, allowing this blood, these creatures in the blood, to convert the water and corrupt the city. You fought a giant blood tentacle of these creatures and sent it from whence it came. But there was one more trying moment to be felt, and that was that in an attempt to save the city, the living saint of the Nardathelian Church, of the Chevaliant, the current leader of the faith, exerted the last of their undying energy to protect the city and hallow it once more. You were offered room and board by the knight in charge of the Holy Site's protection, Garrett. And we left off with you guys waking up, refreshed and rested after a hard day's battle. But before we get on with tonight's actual episode, I need to give you guys a chance to win yourself some inspiration. So, my question this week, gang, is, including the one that's just finished, how many wars have there been between the Eladrin Empire and the Rhiannon Empire?
Is it 12?
Any other guesses?
Silence makes me think no.
I'm going to take a guess from each of you, I think, before.
I think 6, but I'm not sure without looking at the book.
My brain wants to say it was 7 is the number we've heard, but that was not including the most recent war, which would mean that it would be 8.
I honestly
That would
don't
be
know.
my guess.
Sadly, you're all slightly too high. It's 5. Since the Eladrin and the Rhiannon Empire. I will
I was
give you
counting border skirmishes.
Well, no, I will give you all slight bits of credit, because there was technically invasion before the Rhiannon Empire existed. So 6 would be kind of correct. 7 could be correct, so could 12, because
I was counting the Civil War and Fracture as...
So the Rhiannon Empire formed in response to the first invasion of this side of the continent. So it's a little tricksy, but this would be officially the 5th. It's just that you guys helped stop. But yeah. Anyway, you know what? I will be nice because you were quite close. I will give you a D4 that you guys can spend as an extra, little bonus, because close enough. You had the right theories. I mean, Valymr was way off, but the two of you were close.
I was counting border skirmishes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, it would be into the thousands if that were the case.
Mm.
But you all essentially wake up, and there is a question that brings on my lips, which is, what are you guys doing? If you need me to clarify any other information or anything that might have already been covered as well, because I know it's been a while, do let me know.
Well, today is supposed to be the day where the god we captured is supposed to get this information, right? That was the hope.
That was the hope. We'll see if that plan is even going to happen with what happened yesterday.
I imagine there's probably many plans going on simultaneously to hedge bets and such. But this guy is an asset for them, so I don't see them just... Unless they know that he's captured, I don't see them just throwing him away and not using him still. So I think, we should probably head on over there.
Okay. It's really not far from where you are right now. You're essentially at the top of the hill. It's about halfway down. So it takes you all but 5 minutes to head on over.
What was this guy's name again? Garrett Ruivo? Was it him?
Was the
person,
paladin we just met? Yeah,
that's
it's the guy.
guy's-
It's the guy I can't remember.
It's the guy's house you're currently in.
No, it's the chapter master of the Order of Knights that's like all gone abroad, and they try to repent undead or something like that.
Yep.
I don't remember the name. That's killing me. But Midge is being coy and never told us. So
I believe it's in the. I believe it's in your chat here. Let me just double check, because the thing is, I'm also forgetting. I'm not being coy. It's been a while, folks, and I have this guy directly in front of me.
yeah, nope, not in our chat.
I don't see it.
Oh no. Either way, I know where you're wanting to go.
But today we canceled the apocalypse.
Damn, that's a line.
That goes up there with the president's speech from Independence Day.
You'll not go quietly into the night.
The one!
Great speech.
It is a great speech, Bill Pullman.
It's a very good speech. Anyway. You make it.
I keep thinking
back.
white roses, but that's not right, is it?
No, there's something to do with Black Rose. I think it was an order. I think there was a Black Rose involved. But anyway, you make it to that chapped house. Why do I remember the name of the undead butler, but not the actual cleric?
Oh, we called him Lurch.
Or what?
What was the undead butler's name then?
I called him Lurch.
It was like and now it's like Thom. There was something begin with a TH. Christ, my own memory today. It wasn't quite that. It was Anglo-Saxon. It was an Anglo-Saxon name. Either way, for the sake of brevity and the sake of continuing, you make it back to that chapter house, and the chapter steward, who was keeping your hostage, greets you. I have managed to get some decent word from this one.
Oh.
I used a series of spells to force them to answer, especially when they received contact.
They received contact already.
Yes.
Not today, like we thought it was.
They were, how do you say?
Lying?
No, given a heads up. They were
About the whole
What happened
blood
yesterday?
thing.
They were ordered out of the city.
By whom?
The they had not got a name, but they were told a meeting place, which I have now been told. A day and a half's ride from the north gate, there is a broken farmhouse. They were told to head there. That is what I got from this one. My spells then faded and he proceeded to spit in my face, so I do have a good inkling that he was not lying.
Hmm.
And is he back under your spell now?
I have
Is
not...
he deceased?
No. You can...
Well,
You can deal with him as you see fit. I have kept him under orders to talk to me and tell me what he knows if he receives any more information, but he has not been contacted since. That would
do you
give...
think... Sorry.
I was going to say, it would give you about a day to get to his meeting location before they know something is up.
Do you think that who is listening might know that he was being listened on?
I think it would be impossible to tell unless they could scry on this location, which they could not.
Okay. I guess we have a place to go.
I think
So,
maybe he cannot remain unceased. But I feel like if we take the action that is probably necessary right now, that could potentially tip them off. So I'd say keep him under guard until we return.
At this point,
Or
I
if in
will...
2 days if he ends up being a bit of a nuisance, feel free to.
There's a... Without using terms that are a bit old hat, there's rather a witch hunt going on throughout the city. People are angry. People are scared. I will notify some people I trust in the Royal Guard. I will see if we can get them quietly imprisoned and then dealt with by the state. I fear that, like you say, they might know if he passes too soon. And with the reactions that are going on out there, I fear he would not make it a day in open custody.
well, Solvarel can get us where we need to go inside of a day, I think. Faster than a horse.
If this individual was going by cart, I would say you would probably be able to.
If we want to make it look like they're still intact and they've not been compromised, we may want to take their cart.
I think they would have left it if they had to leave in a hurry. Take the horses, but leave the cart.
Oh, I'm more concerned of whether or not it survived the blood.
I doubt it. We can go check, but either way, I don't know. I don't think we can take the cart and get it there in the time span.
What did we end up doing? Did we just leave the cart?
You left it, yeah.
You left the car, and you
we
also...
searched it first, though, right?
Yes.
We found the rosaries. Yeah, the rosaries are destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you also... You told the woman to go hand herself in.
Mm.
She may or may not be around.
I think the phrase is, the jig is up. If they don't know by now that something has gone wrong in their attempts to flood this city, they will very shortly. They're going to be on high alert one way or the other.
If he received the information already and we took the time to rest, then we're behind schedule, so it may not be a point we can afford.
Yeah, I think we need to go. Like, now.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So, you mount on Silveril. I think Silveril can just about carry all three of you. it's going to be an uncomfortable ride for Valymr, most likely.
If it makes sense, could Ruby like spread her wings and hold on to help provide some extra? Like my weight is not on it, but I'm getting moved along, just tied on.
So you want
like
a jet ski? You want to be a kite?
Yeah, air kite.
Yeah, like one of those planes carrying a long advertisement.
Sure. On the back, I'm just tied on. I technically don't have to worry about the weight because I fly myself, but I just can't go as fast. But my weight's not on it.
I mean, you could just fly at your speed, but it would be significantly slower.
I could keep up with Silveril, but not for very long. Because between haste and fly, I could move along. And a shard along stride, I could go. Let's see. Let me do the math with extend spell on a few things.
Okay. Basically,
also, if we're going to go into a potentially hostile situation,
you might want your spells.
Using up those spell slots might not be the best idea.
I'm not overly concerned about that. If I just take the fly spell, that's 10 minutes. Extend spell. Duration 1 minute longer spend works to double its duration to a maximum of 24 hours. So 1 sorcery point would be 20 minutes, 2 would be 40, 3 would be an hour and a half, 4 would 2.5. I could get it to. I'd say I get it to 24 hours in with 7 sorcery.
I think you can invest more to do that. I think it's just you double it the one time.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd be burning a lot of magic to keep up, but it's a full day's ride. So how long would it be for flying?
Because you wouldn't have to navigate as much terrain, it wouldn't be so it'd be a day and a half's ride, and it would be probably about half the time flying. Is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, fly'd be the best route. That would be about 9 spell slots.
Yeah.
I think maybe we just all go on the back of Silveril on that point.
Yeah, just go on the back of Silveril.
It won't be a very comfortable journey for Valymr, and you will be going slightly slower than Silveril's max speed, but you can do it.
Oh.
Three people, 1 mount is a little too much, I think. With even though Silveril is a large creature, aren't they? Yeah. But you set off and you fly over the Nardathelian landscape. It's going to take you probably 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6, depending on some elements. But during this time, can everyone just give me a perception check?
That's a natural 1.
18.
Love a natural 1 for the first roll of the day. We gotta get that bad juju out now, you know.
No, it's my luck. Or lack thereof, I suppose.
12 for Breton and 18 for Silveril.
Okay. So Silveril and
I can only see 100 meters.
Silveril. I will say, Valymr, you do know you can take the blindfold down to look.
I thought you said that wasn't possible now that I'm attuned to it. That even taking the blindfold off, I would still be blinded.
Well, maybe we did. Okay. It's been a while since we had that conversation. I will lean on what you say. That if we said that, then yeah, definitely just Silveril. Silveril alerts you, Breton, to what seems to be signs of battle below at one point. Not active, but like an old battlefield. Like there's a small clearing off of the road and a tops of about 4 houses. But there's Silverall basically goes, there are bodies in that field.
Yeah. Alright, and we'll pass that along. What fight could have taken place here so recently? Let's look at the bodies to figure that out, I guess.
Okay. You swoop down. And it becomes clear to a lot of you, to all of you, once it's pointed out and once you get a bit closer. This looks to be like a small sort of like farm or small like freeholder estate. Like there's one larger house, 2 smaller, probably 3 or 4 families live in this area. But in a like cabbage field, there is scorch marks. There is smoldering impact craters. There is what looks to be fallen knights scattered. No signs of like the peasantry, but this seems to be a group of knights that are deceased, not long dead either. This is like maybe a day.
Is there any bodies of who they may have been fighting, or is it only, it look like all of the deceased are on the same side?
Make a... I will allow history, but also investigation.
History it is. Natural 20.
These all seem to be, like, it's hard to tell because, like, again, with heraldry of, like, of Nardathel, not Lagerung's land. Sorry, got my nations wrong. The heraldry is so both spectacular but also vast that even someone of the same order could be dressed in completely different colors because of their noble status or their house or whatever. But you look around and you're like, no, all of these, like, there's a little bits of the heraldry that says these people were all connected in some way. And then you use that information and start, like, just using your knowledge of a battlefield. And it's like, it was hard to see at first because there's no set direction that these individuals are like faced or lying. They are like, some of them look like they could have been dueling, but it's more likely that this is a group that were together that were set up on from all sides.
Most knights are dead. No bodies of, quote, enemies. No peasants around, so they weren't protecting anything. They all look like they're from the same order. What does it look like actually killed them?
Give me a medicine
Because you
check.
mentioned there's scorch marks and stuff, but if we look closely, like, what did they actually die of?
Ruby,
Yeah,
can you give me an Arcana check?
I was gonna say, can I cast Detect Magic and look around?
Sure, you can do Detect
But
Magic as well, but I'd like an Arcana check from you.
Oh, medicine was 14.
17 on the Arcana.
It was
I'd
hard.
also like to do Divine Sense.
Sure. Breton, it's... You're getting differing injuries from these people. Some of them seem to have been hit by fire magic or scorching. Some of them seem to have hemorrhaged from the inside out. Ruby, it's hard to see, but your knowledge of magic actually precedes you here. Originally, it looked like more scuffed dirt or like damage from like impact, but no, it actually, with the way that the earth has shifted, it sounds like a magic user has shifted the earth here in certain places. whether spells or something's being cast up from the ground. It's just there is piles of dirt that are just unnatural, and you're just like, you've got that taste on the air of spell component left behind and residue there. Kind of similar with the detect magic. You are like, I'm getting sulfur, I'm getting backguano, I'm getting magical components have been cast here. A magic user did this.
Some sort of spellcaster, looks like. Signs of disturbed earth from erupting earth or mold earth or something like that. Fireballs from scorch marks, bat guano I can sense.
Valymr, you use divine
An evocative
sense.
spellcaster.
Yeah.
Not here anymore, but you are definitely getting that unmistakable taste, that vile taste of fiend fiendish
Fire
involvement.
magic plus fiendishness.
A devil of some sort.
Smell of sulfur.
Devil of some sort. It might be the same person who's spreading that silver around.
Does it look like okay, so this group of knights, are they in they're just in a field?
It's, you know what? Give me a survival check. But yes, right now they're kind of mostly in a field, slightly away from the houses. The houses are also
and they're
damaged slightly
armored.
and stuff. Yeah. They are full plate.
Dead horses as well?
You don't see any horses. They're all foot mounted, it seems.
Okay. Is there a direction of travel? Can I see if they were marching north and disturb the ground to the south of them before they were set upon, or whatever direction?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Give me that survival check.
Okay, I suck at these. 15?
Okay, so you explore around a bit, and it seems like that they were resting at this house. You actually go into the not road, but the court. It's not even a courtyard, but the dirt between these houses, essentially the little sort of circle it makes where it's been worn down from transit. It seems like these guys were camped here at these houses. You see a bit of a tent, a stamped out fire, all sorts of things. But you also notice that they all seem to have rushed towards this field.
Okay.
Something drew them out there, and then they were attacked. There isn't anyone that's dead in the courtyard. It's all
they rushed out here and then died.
Yeah, they're all grouped. Also, going back to your history check, they all seem to be of an order that is not normally from what you've seen, because now you've been immersed, you've been alongside Breton, you've been alongside Ruby, and you guys are no strangers to Nardathel. They seem to be a group of questing knights. They're not necessarily all paladins, for example. They're not a super holy order, but they're a group of, some of them might be paladins, but they're more adventuring knights. They probably, you're looking at their packs and stuff as well. Probably they've been returning from the war. They are clearly all working together in some way. Some of them have souvenirs, shall we say, on them. They're not mercenaries or anything. They're all gallant. Some of them probably nobles. At least one or two, or minor nobles, or young, or attached to noble houses. But they seem to be a group of questing knights, rather than this is a pious holy orders group that's just been slain.
Looking around, are there obvious, outside of the battle damage, are there obvious signs of how to, not just disturbed earth, but where a creature that might be, say, fiendish would have stepped? Are there signs of scorched earth or drag marks of a weapon, of something large or fiery, a whip or a trident or something that does not just carry it in a hand.
Yeah, no, I love that. You look around, and using your already gathered arcane knowledge, you would say that some of the damage might have been caused by a flaming weapon of some sort, as well as there's, one of those things of you've cast it many times. You know the spell inside out. I was like, that was definitely a fireball that hit there. Like that, it's like elements of it's like that's unmistakable, but mixed in with it is there's definitely some sort of larger weapon, and again some of the disturbed earth. It's why initially it was like one of those things of it might just be like signs of impact and battle. Some of it is, but there are bits that is like telltale. No, there was someone who was an evoker, and then there was something larger here as well.
Is
so
picking up anything?
Sorry,
go on, Ruby.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering, is True Sight picking anything up?
No.
Okay.
Ruby has studied Infernal and Abyssal.
Yes.
And she is familiar with their languages. And presumably the pecking order of demons and devils. And to her mind, she's thinking that there aren't a lot of fiends that could, but apparently by themselves, solo a large group of questing knights. Because how many dead knights are there?
You're looking around, probably 20.
Yeah,
the actual economy alone.
Yeah, the actual economy alone does not send benefit to anything. Ruby will look towards Breton and Valymr and shake her head and go, there are not a great many creatures in the infernal hierarchy that could take down this many knights by themselves. We're probably looking at on the order of Pit Fiend or Balor, or something akin to it. Given the connection to the Abyss, my first thought is a Balor. But I don't know how they would get here.
That's making assumptions for information we don't have just yet.
Best guess.
Remember, there are devils who are of this plane as well.
I do have Detect Magic prepared. I'm going to cast Detect Magic. Were any of these knights wielding magical weapons?
Are we due a payday?
One definitely is. There's a knight carrying a hammer that, like, slightly larger. That it could be one that it's like, I would say it's a versatile weapon. It could be held one-handed or two-handed. It's like a war maul. That seems to be magical. Some of them have like a ring of protection, or some of them also have like trinket level magic, where it's like this piece of metal will glow light, or tools kind of thing, magical tools. There isn't. It's not like yes, this is this person is in.
As acts of slaughtering.
Yes, yeah. But that the most magical item you feel is this hammer.
If they were dealing with a fiend and they only had one weapon that could potentially even breach its defenses, it doesn't necessarily have to be a much stronger creature. If they're just this is probably more an investigation check, and would be difficult to do. If Breton just kind of looks at the way the bodies are displayed and the damage they suffered, did it seem like that person was targeted first?
Ooh, that is definitely an investigation check. Breton, can you also give me a smithing check?
I can do that, yeah. Investigation is going to be an 11. What ability am I using for smithing?
I'd put it against your history or your intelligence.
Oh, history then. That's a 9 for history.
I think that's enough. You notice quite a lot of their normal swords and stuff are silvered or have silvering oil on them.
Okay.
So they were like a little bit prepared.
They were more prepared than that.
Yeah, but in times of the battle, it seems this person might have lasted a bit longer than the others. It must be said, looking at them. But there's also enough wear and tear of they could have been targeted first at the same time. It could be the fact that this person could take a bit more of a punch.
Does it look like this guy is... He said these are all like questing knights, maybe there are some paladins. Does this guy look like he was like some kind of leader, or is he just a questing knight that happened to inherit a magic weapon?
He looks to be... Looking at his armor, he's in plate rather than like chain and barding and stuff. So he looks at least economically probably the leader. Whether that's true in terms of status, if that's how this group worked, or if they were just a band together, like it's in the same way that you guys don't really have a true leader. You all have your own skills and specialties that you work together to make a decision. Whether he is, once you look at him, he does have a signet ring, and he does seem to be of at least some sort of wealth, whether it's petty noble or history lineage. They seem to be of that kind of background. If they're a paladin, they don't actually seem to have a holy symbol about them, but not all paladins are religiously inclined either.
You mentioned that there was the war maul and the ring of protections. Do those ring of protections, do it seem like they've been stylized in the form of signet, or is this just something that was provided to a frontline warrior?
Sure. Looking around, one seems to be a very plain band, almost like trying to look far more like a normal ring. Because once you take it off, a lot of the runing and the actual enchanting information is on the inside of the ring, so it's a very discreet one. And you're looking at this guy, he seems to be slightly older as well than some of the rest of the group, probably like a sergeant at arms. If you would say this person's a veteran, this person would be like a lifer in the military, sort of. I've been around the block, I know what I'm doing. See, they're the one that seems to have one of the rings protection, and then another one does seem to be in the style of a signet ring. Not a super expensive one, but it seems to be more that's a bit of a familial heirloom rather than taught to task. And also, a lot of their gear is good. They've got... I would say that some elements would be a +1, but more masterwork +1 rather than magically +1. This is just some of them have a really well-crafted sword or a really well-crafted shield or a fancy helmet kind of thing. They're not pipsqueaks, put it that way.
We can't take everything. We can't just drag these out of here. But at the very least, we should make sure that poachers don't come along and steal the truly valuable stuff. Breton is going to make a point of gathering up those rings, any other signet rings that might be on these nobles, the hammer. He's also going to see these are returning questing knights potentially from the war. He's going to see if he could take their dog tags.
Sure, yes.
Or at least take half their dog tags and leave it so we can track down if we go back to... Because assuming these guys are making their way to Givry Model, then we can return this to the people that these people are probably seeking out in the city.
Sure. They all, a lot of them keep a... I'm going to rely on Lambert. Lambert, what's the thing that Space Marines have that look like a seal on them?
That look...
Like an oil stamp seal with paper.
Those are not necessarily dog tags.
Not rosaries. They're,
No. I'm trying to get the... Anyway, I'm trying to get the term of the what they are like.
You're asking the guy, I know it, but I'm memory.
Those are purity seals.
Purity seals,
the purity seals. So they kind of what these you pick up on this, Breton. It's not. I don't need to make you roll for it, but these guys have almost a purity seal thing that on it like is like on their shoulder, and then like under the oil, like the wax that has put it on there, there's a chain in which you pull, and like tucked under, say, a pauldron or a piece of their armor, you find like an identifying tab, and you manage to gather those up. You also, I would say, you'd have time to not necessarily bury, but at least put them in more dignified.
We'll arrange
position.
them.
Yeah, lay them more with more dignity than they have been left here by whatever was fighting them. So yeah, you get to. There's 2 + 1 rings of protection. You gather about 4 signet rings. I would say collection of 5 + 1 weapons, and then there's that hammer.
Truth be told, Midge, I'm not putting this down to sell this stuff. I'm putting this down as just belongings of the questing knights.
Yep, sure. You know, it might be useful that you guys look into the I would say it's probably 2 swords, an axe, a knife, and a spear in terms of the +1 weapons, just in case you guys needed them.
Mm-hmm.
Or not a spear, more like a pole axe, like pole arm. Yeah.
Halberds are cool.
Agreed.
But we've let this distract us for long enough. We do have a meeting to try and reach.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the main guy, I mean, we know we're looking for the belongings. Does anyone have any letters, parchment?
Oh,
writing of any
definitely.
kind?
Some of them do. Some of them have like what seems to be journals. Like there's all sorts of that. If you wanted to try and grab that all up as well.
Main mole guy. Does he have a journal?
Yes.
I'm gonna take it.
Sure. Okay. Put down Mole Guy's journal.
Mole guy's journal. Yeah. Does the journal at any point in the first page reference who the guy is?
Yes, it does.
Okay. What can I have his name instead of Mole Guy?
His name is actually Sir Reginald Mole. Thank you very much.
Charles de Mole is what it is.
Charles de Mole, fuck you.
I get Midge inspiration for that one.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
I'm
which means
going
was
with
good
it.
fun.
Yeah, I'm going with it. It's Charles de Mole.
Wait, is he going to now be called Charles de Mole?
He is. I did have a name, but it's Charles de Mole. That's the pun. The pun's sticking.
Because it doesn't matter what you name it at this point. I'm gonna call him Charles de Mole.
Exactly.
Okay, I have now got the Journal of Charles de Mole. Nice.
That de Mole seems to be like a nickname nomenclature of it, but
There's in the game I play live, one of my friends is an NPC whose name is Uanar. Yeah, but everybody just calls him Uwu. It's just, I can't, I'm sorry.
See, for me, my brain went, ooh-ar, which is what farmers say. Over here.
No, it's Uwu, it's Uwu.
My brain went Lord of the Ringsy, and I was thinking of Alethanar. No, that's Warhammer. Never mind.
That's Warhammer. Alethanar,
Yeah.
that's Warhammer.
It's definitely one of the more Tolkien-esque names in Warhammer, though.
Oh god, they're all Tolkien-esque.
I mean...
Anyway.
But his real name is Charles of. He seems to be of a house named Angemeur, Angemeur. But he's got the name Charles de Mole. Yeah, but you guys get back on your way, and it's something that you all begin to pick up on. The more you fly, this was kind of the first example of it. There seems to be... The chaos was not just tied to Gervalu, the capital. It seems like incursions, not everywhere, but You get to like little, you see where like roadside inns would have been, or hamlets. Some hamlets seem to be fine, but others you see, that's a building on fire. And you're getting the impression that order isn't really taking hold right now. It could be that where knights were recalled to the main city because the capital was under threat, the High King under threat. Or it could be more happened. You're unsure. Can I get another perception check from you all as a couple of other hours pass?
Are we in the sky?
Yes.
Then no, you cannot.
Fair enough, Valymr.
23.
9.
3 is sweet.
They look like ants from up here.
That was the same energy of, we're owl exterminators. You get that reference. And if you could for your mount as well, Brent.
Use the bathroom.
15.
Okay, Breton, you spot it. Up ahead, you see on the horizon, you've been counting, you've been riding, and you're kind of guessing, like, this is the time I need to be looking out for where we're going. And it's a bit more difficult where damage and issues seem to have arisen elsewhere, but it becomes relatively clear, you think, of where you should be heading. When on the horizon you see, I'd say you're flying relatively low, not like miles up in the air, obviously, but ahead of you, probably about 2 miles away, you see a dilapidated windmill, a long sort of forgotten, and an old farmstead that would match in terms of distance, like travel time, and as a knowing identifier to this could be the location that you are looking for. You're not quite there yet, in case you wanted to dismount and go the rest on foot. I want to give you the opportunity to know that it's ahead of you.
Right, well pointed out. It's up ahead. I think this is where we're going.
We could do a silent flyover, like no flapping, just gliding.
No
with
flapping.
one of us doing like divine sense to see if we can ping anything while we're flying over.
Would be pretty obvious being that close.
Sense it's a pretty large radius. Can it not detect from over here?
60 foot.
60 feet.
Not that big then.
And I'm telling you now, even gliding over a bird as big as Solvarel would make a lot of noise within 60 feet.
It would be a severe stealth check that you would need to undergo, but not impossible if you've got things like Pass Without a Trace or any of that.
Visibility.
Visibility doesn't... Might
Must
give
have been
you
the wind.
The thing would
We would
be,
have advantage on the stealth check if we were invisible.
True. The problem is the bird and Silver will be invincible. You might not be.
I don't have invisibility anyway. This is a moot conversation.
Fair enough.
Would you argue then that we wouldn't make a stealth check? We would make an intimidation check because it would be 3 knights riding something invisible into the middle of their camp.
But it's invisible. Why can't I? Never mind.
Like the magic school bus.
No, you see, when you make something invisible, the things that they are carrying also turn invisible. So
Objects.
Silveril
Objects
are
wheels
carrying.
us.
We're not
How
objects.
Okay,
dare
kill me
you
first.
objectify Ruby?
She doesn't have divine sense. It wasn't.
I don't need divine sense to sense bullshit.
Either way. So, how would you like to approach?
mean, we could send Sulfurel up to keep an eye out, but I think us just approaching on foot may be the best idea.
You'll be hop off and kind of free fall until she gets close. And what's the ground feel like here? What's it look like? I get it's dilapidated, but like if I reach a hand up, is there any life in the dirt? Like, critters or worms?
It's not like an undead presence is it. It's just like this is a farmstead that ahead of you is like overgrown, destroyed probably 40, 50 years ago. Like it's not. I would say you're probably, because it's slightly more hilly than other, which is wild because Nardathel is a lot of rolling flatland and a hill, like very, very little hills. So to have a slightly hilled section, which probably made it a pretty prime location for the windmill. So you're probably at like a copse of trees below, just about a mile out. The rest is a lot of farmland on the approach. A lot of it's overgrown and unused fields. There does seem to be active pasturing on the other side of the road, so this area, it's not like it's a completely forgotten thing. It's just one of those things of whoever owned this side of the field and this farmhouse doesn't own it anymore, and it's fallen into disuse. And in fact, some of there seems to be sheep grazing partially on some of the overgrown fields, where you get the impression that maybe one of the farmers nearby has gone, well, nobody's using this field and it saves me some money. So like it's one of those things that any other day, if you were a trader, if you were traveling one of the royal roads, you'd just pass this by as a sign of the times.
Maybe we sneak up on it.
Okay.
How far away are we right now?
I stopped you about 1.5 miles, 2 miles out. Like, you noticed it because it's on a hill, you were high, but now you've landed. You're probably about a mile away. Like 2 miles away. Sorry, 2 miles away, because I wanted to give you time to make a decision on how you were approaching. Thanks to Breton's very successful perception check.
Is it completely like open ground between here and there? Is there any like hedges?
So it would be uphill. There would be hedges, but next to like a lot of the boundary fields would be hedgerows, bocage, so to speak. And there would be like drainage ditches. Like it's not completely running uphill at an open position. No, there would be ways to sneak up. Sure, if that's what you're thinking.
I think we stick to hedgerows, stick to drainage ditches, irrigation ditches. Try and sneak up there without being spotted as much as possible.
Okay. Anybody doing anything to improve their stealthing chances?
I unfortunately don't have a lot of things of which I can do to improve our stealthing chances. So I will just crouch and go low with my bright red hair and bright red shirt. And
we do a lot of things well. Stealthing and investigating are not on that list.
Yeah, sadly, the members of the party that are good at those things are sadly not on this adventure.
Which is why I think we shouldn't bother.
No,
We need our strengths, not our weaknesses.
We need to Deus Volt this situation. We don't need to...
I can cast invisibility on 2 of us.
I'll fly up above, I guess, and stay out of reach and dive in when necessary if I hear combat, but... Again, I think...
Is it invisibility or greater invisibility?
Invisibility, just regular.
Oh, that's right.
I only cast that on 2 of us?
I only have 3rd levels. 3rd's my highest.
You only have 3rd levels. You only have 3rd level spells even at the level you're at now?
Multi-class.
Yeah, I'm Paladin...
Oh, that's your pact magic not working with your paladin spells.
Yeah, Paladin 9. My pact magic only just 3rd level as well.
Okay. That would give us a really easy approach visually at the very least.
Yeah, it's an hour.
Yeah.
What is
Either
that
way,
component? An eyelash encased in gum Arabic.
So, you know the fact that all spell components are puns,
they're
right?
puns, they're jokes. Yeah. I don't know why that one for invisibility. There's got to be a clever reason for it.
So, yeah, there has got to be one.
What the fuck?
I thought I knew that one, but it's now gone from me. But anyway. Everyone's like furiously searching the room.
This is not relevant.
But we all want to know.
This is not relevant.
But we all want to know. Anyway, okay. So you're casting invisibility on you and Breton, Valymr?
Yeah, on myself and Breton.
Okay.
I will tell you now. I did a cursory Google search. The belief is it's the equivalent of wiping the sleepies out of your eyes because you can't see.
That's so dumb. I wish I didn't know.
Yep, we all know that is now a thing that we all have for that. Right before he gets invisibility cast on him, is actually going to cast see invisibility on himself.
Ooh, nice. Cool.
Because he would like to be able to see the people that are invisible, but also there's a mage amongst them potentially, and if they go invisible, that could be scary.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Okay.
And I can see you as long as you're within 10 foot of me. It's a true sight.
Okay. I will need all three of you to make a stealth check because you're stealthing above, aren't you, Ruby? You're flying, trying to get higher.
I'm above. Yeah.
And
What kind of
we
day
just-
is it?
Can we get Ruby just like
It's-
a sky-colored blanket she can just kind of hold underneath herself?
The wings, I think, are really
spread
the
out
problem.
like a glider, like a spider monkey, like with the or gliders
I mean,
gliding squirrel. It's
I
probably
imagine if you're looking in
sundown.
this- Is it cloudy? Is it like what kind of
Roll me a
weather?
d20.
Oh, man, I'm wrong.
What luck check this?
I rolled a 5.
12 on the luck check, and my stealth check is.
It's low cloud cover.
Oh yes, okay, 25. It was rocking onto
What?
that too.
Why were you worried? Look at your fucking...
No, because it was rocking onto a 2. You know, like the 18 and the 2 is right next to each other. It was like, and then it came back.
25.
Sam, we don't have anybody to stealth here. Valymr's got a +7.
It's one of my proficiencies, and
Warlock. Because back in your warlock days with your you were always part of stealth crew. To be fair, back in the old days. Okay, that's a good roll. And in fact, I would say with that higher success, you're progressing up like a irrigation like ditch. You're going through what is like a drainage tunnel connecting two ditches. You're clinking through, and it's one of those things of you see it like Valymr, the Breton, one of Breton's scabbards for his swords is about to like scratch the metal of this pipe, and you manage to like grab it before it does. You both progress through. It probably takes you a good 30 minutes to sneak on up. You get close enough to... You're probably... I would say you're in a drainage ditch that's ringing what would be this farmstead. You see one large farmhouse, manor house. Probably 3 stories. Like, this was at one point pretty opulent. There is a windmill on the site and what seems to be like 2 granaries. Like granary buildings. There's no signs of life in terms of people milling about or anything. But you do notice something ahead of you. You see what seems to be a cart covered with like a dust sheet. like in a stable. It's one of those things of, everything else is like bare and disused, but that is definitely new. There aren't any horses for it, but it's definitely been pulled into there and then covered. Anything else I think would require perceptions.
Can I pop off a divine sense?
Sure.
Looking around, since we have see invisibility, which allows vision into the ethereal plane, does this place show any signs of the familiar corruption we've seen in other places? The writing in the ethereal plane, the markings.
Yeah. There is writing. But it's not as like, it's not wild, crazy corruption like you've seen before. But you do see text written, or a glyph written on the front door of the farmhouse building, like the farm manor building. A large abyssal script rune, just like almost painted on the door.
I think this is the place.
It seems more likely that these cultists are navigating via the ethereal plane more so than the real one. Everything they seem to use as signifiers is in that plane.
Did divine sense ping anything?
Not directly around you right now.
I'm gonna whisper to Breton, say about going to check out the cart, the one that's got covered with a sheet. Because as soon as I move more than 10 feet away from you, I can't see you anymore. So if you would follow, that would be great. But I'll head on over to the cart, and is it in underneath a like a barn, or is it just completely
It's in a
stable?
It's in a stable, like a stabling or like some sort of covering, and then it's been covered by like a dust sheet.
Can I peek under the sheet and see what's under there?
It looks to be a cart very similar to the one you stopped in the city.
Okay. Snake oil cart.
Yeah. You are
Does it
also
look like it's been
sensing
here
blood silver
long?
in there with your divine sense.
Okay. Does it look like it's been here long?
That would require an investigation check. Also, Breton, at least directly around you, nothing's pinging on the weapon of warding. You think it might be safe for Ruby to come down.
Natural 20 on the investigation.
But the celestial gold amulet is just freaking out at the moment.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Actually,
you didn't give it back.
oh no, I was thinking because I'm invisible.
It's invisible.
The light
too.
of that is shining.
Yes.
But I can see invisibility, so that's
a brain
invisibility is a really complicated thing when you really consider the ramifications of it.
You see everything normally right now.
Just mechanically, if somebody is invisible and they put their hand in front of their eyes, can they see their own hand? Can you see your own invisibility-ness?
I think so. I think you can see yourself.
Messiness of if you are invisible holding a torch that's lit, you are invisible, but the torch still gives off light, so the light is visible even though you are. This is why invisibility is just a messy fucking mechanic.
Also, you're permanently glowing, so yeah, there is just like an aura of
There's
light.
a reason Breton is not stealthy.
There is a will-o-wisp of light just coming through. Natural 20. You think probably about 2 hours. The ground's disturbed enough. There's enough dirt, but it's not been a wet day, so it's not like it's heavy set into the ground. But there's fresh dirt on the wheels, and you get the impression that this didn't come from the capital.
Brian will also just call Ruby down and tell her about the rune on the front door so she can translate it.
Okay. She will Iron Man land in front of the door for Superman, because she's anything of showy. But then she'll stand up and survey the room.
Can you see invisible ethereal right now?
I have a gem of true seeing.
Okay, so you pop the gem of true seeing. You would translate it to mean home or safety?
Safe house. It's a
Speak
safe
friend
house.
and enter.
No, it says home or safety on it. But then she'll walk in and look around to see if there's anything else in there. I'm assuming you don't have to repeat the whole spiel.
You going through the door?
Oh, I thought they were already inside.
Nope.
No, we didn't go in there yet.
Oh.
You went into the barn.
So are you going through the door? Okay.
No. Yeah, fine. I don't do shit first. If I'm going through the door, it's going to be, I didn't ask how big the house was. I said I'm casting Fireball.
Yeah, that works.
I could do another Divine Sense ping.
It won't go through walls.
Does it not?
Of a certain thickness.
Depends on the thickness.
I think it's like an inch of wood.
Just Divine Sense does not cut through any cover. Breton will just make his way into the main house. He's not going to be worried about it.
The door is weak on its hinges. It's kind of slightly ajar. You kind of and you push it. In front of you, you see a dilapidated hallway, a staircase. There seems to be a room to your right and your left, and then further down, right and your left. Some of the doors have doors on, some of them don't. And furthest away from you, like you also right at the end, you see a broken out window that looks to be to the back of the building. There doesn't seem to be of anything of value. There might be like a side table in the corridor.
I think Breton is far more just going to... I'm not going to say breach and clear because he's not kicking the doors down, but he's very much just going to go room to room, door open, look inside. Is there anyone here? And he's just going to check every one of these rooms before too much longer takes by.
Okay. You clear the first floor of the house. This is empty. Very much empty right now. Nothing is pinging your awareness of danger.
Might have gotten here early.
There's another floor. There's always a chance there's something under the floorboards.
They're in the walls, man. They're in the walls.
Yeah, it's a 3-story. So there's like 1 story, 2nd story, and then the 3rd story is like kind of in the roof. So it's like one of those things. There was windows in the roof layer.
The Valymr. Up first, then down.
It could be that this guy's whole job is to sell this cursed silver stuff to the plebs. He sells it all, he runs out, he brings his cart to this farmhouse, picks up a new cart, brings it back to the city, does it over again. And then maybe gets a new location for a new cart later on when all those are sold. It could be that this is a dead drop location rather than an actual meeting location.
You have been told that he's received more shipments from the docks before. Yeah, and the shipment locations, yes and no, I would say on that, Valymr, from the information you have. me a quick perception check, Breton, as you're scouting the rooms. This place is pretty dusty, pretty old, pretty dilapidated, but there's clear footprints or movement taking certain paths into this house. Some of the rooms that you've cleared had not been disturbed in ages. Others, the staircase, for example, this has been tread far more recently.
Valymr, you want to watch the stairs in case somebody comes down or up, and we'll finish clearing.
Sure. I still have invisibility up as well, I think.
Okay.
You're also quiet, so they may notice us, but they won't notice you just watching. I'm assuming they're not listening right now. Breton will go upstairs first.
Mm-hmm.
Or you said this was 3 stories. Is it just upstairs and then upstairs again, or is it an upstairs and then downstairs?
Upstairs and upstairs again. There might be a basement, but you haven't seen signs of one yet.
We can look for that afterwards. Breton will just go upstairs and start searching this floor by floor.
Yeah. Okay. There's a bit more disturbance up here. But again, the staircase seems to be like it seems like some people go straight up the stairs and straight up the stairs, or straight down the stairs and straight down the stairs. The stairs seem to be like where the most of the activity is. You clear the rooms. Seem to be clear again up here.
Ruby's gem is still on, by the way.
Yep. Nothing has pinged on that yet. Are you going up to the top layer?
If the second floor is also clear, then when he gets up to the 3rd floor, he's just going to follow the trail of dust to whatever room it leads to and start with that one.
Sure. At the top of the stairs of the converted attic area, there's a door, and Ruby, you see again another glyph on that door. It would translate to passage.
No sensing immediate magical power from the door?
Give me an Arcana check.
Doki. Those I can provide. That's 16.
Nothing is triggering magic on the door directly, outside of the wording. There's a faint sense deeper in behind it.
Yeah, she'll tap Breton on the shoulder and shake her head. I think the door is warded. Or at least something around it is magical.
Well, it's the only thing here of interest.
I'm with you.
Well, maybe you should stand back a little bit. Breton's going to step up to the door and throwing caution to the wind, not using anything like detect magic or anything to determine what the hell this is. He's just going to move to open the door.
You're going to boot it down? Cool. Just give me a strength check. I want to see how far this fucking door goes.
Somebody in, Rianne's going to go, what's a door?
Like that manhole cover that went to space.
The door comes straight off its hinges. And in front of you, you see... Valymr, you hear that. Ahead of you, you see Breton and Ruby. You see, what seems to be 2 rooms either side of this door, and then an open space where it's like there are rooms here, and then also half of this place is still like the attic or a larger open space, and in it you see boxes, old furniture, and then a frame. It's right ahead of you. You see like a shining, silvered, brassy frame that just reflective, almost mirror-like sheen to the surface. And it's just there, bare archway. It sticks out like a sore thumb in the center of this room.
Portal. It did say passage on it.
Like, you know, like those metal spires in Westworld? It's that level of mirror sheen. I haven't actually seen
Midge,
Westworld, but yeah.
This is Beth asking the DM a question just
Sure.
out of mild curiosity.
Sure.
Many, many, many moons ago, when Zedaar was casting her detect portal abilities,
Yes.
this doesn't happen to be related to that, does it? Because there was one we never went to that was like, you know, almost a mile away in the basement of some monastery.
That was when we were looking at the Onion Knight thing.
Yes.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
it was a
That was
Is it-
identified to being the elemental plane of water, I think, with that one.
okay. Just I didn't know how far back you were playing in
I
this.
don't remember.
In
I-
Nardathel.
I
Oh,
might-
we were near Ate.
Yeah, you were
This is
near.
very far away.
Yeah, this is very far away from that. But
Okay. Just curiosity.
you know what? Your portal ranger would probably have come in handy right now. But
Yeah, well, she's off saving the world or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
she's got
Zedaar
her own
does.
mission.
A lot of things would have come in handy.
hey, look, the Skyfire Adventuring Company are doing a lot of submissions. There's like, you know, it's like playing XCOM where you've got to try and assign who's on what mission kind of thing. So
The Adventures of Gourd and Zedaar going on right now.
we're Team A, Team B's off doing other stuff.
yeah, they're just like meeting up volunteers, arming, training refugee sites. You know, you've got all the active timers on other things like Zep's excavating a wreck right now, trying to save your economy.
Nah, what he's done is he's built a wall into the ocean all the way around it, and he's drained
Raining.
Yeah, world's first hover. I mean, the gnomes are based. His gnome type are based off the Dutch, so that would make sense.
Anyway,
But yes, in front of you looks to be like the frame of a portal. You would assume.
not activated.
Currently not. No.
All right, let's see. And Ruby will walk up and begin to investigate this particular thing. Does it require a sequence or a particular spell? Because I don't know how portals work in 5e, because that's kind of not a thing, really.
Mm-hmm.
Portals, how do they work?
I'm gonna need both an investigation and an Arcana check on this.
Okay. Can I have assistance from Breton as she could say, all right, so we need to look for sequences or runes or sigils, anything that might indicate plots or plans. Valymr, there's a portal up here.
I mean, you
Do you
rush
not
up
have-
2 flights of stairs.
What identify? Do you not have identify? Could that work? You could identify the portal.
I do, but this is going to take me some time either way. During the course of that investigation, can I ritually cast Identify and, like, as part of the whole investigating it arcanically, magically sequence? Bearing in mind, this is outside of her wheelhouse.
Sure.
Portals are not her thing. Sorry, not a wizard.
Imbued object. Sure.
Are there any what the frame is made of, the metal it's made of? Does it remind me at all of the portal key thing that Daddy gave me?
30-20 on investigation. 26 on Arcana, since I don't think either of them can provide me assistance on the magic.
I'm
Valymr is-
arcanically proficient.
Valymr is
I
proficient.
will assist.
Well, I got a 26 on Arcana.
That tracks that my assistance was worth a 3.
So, Valymr, to answer your question first, not the key that Daddy gave you, but it does look slightly like the corrupted color of the cube that you found in the pool, color-wise. However, this is a mirror sheen. There isn't like devilish demon faces on it. With the investigation, you don't... Before I answer this fully, are you willing to touch the portal, like the frame, in your investigation, or are you standing clear of it?
I don't think she would touch it.
Okay.
Not at first.
Yeah, there's like a...
Let me roll a wisdom check.
The mirror sheen.
No, Ruby will slap the hand. Don't touch. We don't
Is
touch
that-
infernal metal around here with your bare hands. We know that.
He's currently invisible. You can't see him.
I sense.
She can. She's got a choosing. She's using the gem of choosing right now.
10 minutes is the limitation unless I recast it.
Oh, okay. Then maybe not. Maybe not.
I touch it.
Okay. The metal wobbles like liquid.
The frame or like the mirror bit in middle?
No, so there's nothing in the middle. You can see straight through
Oh,
it.
there's nothing in the middle.
The
Okay.
metal is a mirror-like sheen, and it's like
Aye.
you touch it, and it's like liquid metal.
That's interesting.
And then it goes back to this clear mirror sheen.
Can I throw a copper piece through the middle?
Sure.
Yeah. Can I investigate it before you start fucking with it and poking it?
Yes.
Thank you. Sit down, please. Put your hands in your pockets.
So,
You impatient bastard.
you do see like burn marks on the wood in where the frame is, like whatever magical energy has left scars on the the wooden floor of this when the portal goes alight.
Is
Then
this a Stargate portal, but instead of water, it's fire?
no, there isn't any chevrons on it for starts, and yeah, no encoding necessary. What you do notice as well around in the room is that you go to these boxes and the crates and stuff. A lot of them are empty. This is like none of the stuff in here is like actually kind of belongs here. It's just stuff that's been like, this is made to look occupied, and you come across what seems to be like a latch.
Okay.
Like to an attic?
No. You're in an attic right now.
Oh.
But there seems to be like a latch, and there's like a latch handle to pull something. Whether it's to activate the portal, you're not sure, but there's a latch key. As for Arcana, yeah, it's the same sort of metal, like hue-wise, that the cube portal became. Not what it like returned to when you uncorrupted it, but that corrupted essence. And there's a little bit like of a shine of that blood silver kind of to it, a little bit in certain elements, but there's just this more orange brassy hue to it. There's
The impression that this is an activation. The magic is being restrained until the latch is turned.
Looking at using your arcanic knowledge, you actually don't think that this is like none of the there is small like symbol writing on the latch, and you don't think it's to activate the portal. You think it might be to hide the portal.
Ah.
So whoever went through this last didn't
hide it.
Didn't hide it. Yeah. Didn't deactivate the frame. However, to actually activate the portal, you're not quite sure right now, I would say. I would say that... Are you going to also cast Identify?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a magical frame made of like to house a portal. It is None of its properties and how to use them. Okay. To activate the portal, you've got to submerge your hands into the frame, into the metal, where you will find a button to, turn it on.
Okay.
And one of the spells imbued in it, because I believe it uses a combination of gate and plane shift.
Okay.
As you just casually do.
So, I think I can turn it on. And it can take... Do I know where it's going to go? I'm going to assume hell, but I
I'll
don't
give
know...
you 3 guesses.
I don't think Identify is powerful enough to know where this connects to, but it does tell you the spells that are imbued, the magic imbued on it.
Okay. Well, I know how to activate it. That's the good news. The bad news is I can't say for certain where we're going. Nowhere good, I think, would be the answer. But if we're going to chase down this lead, this would be the path to go. I suggest before we go, we prepare ourselves and perhaps let a few people know we're going to be out of contact for a while.
Alright. Sure.
In fact, she's going to look around. I don't have the spell yet, but presumably I will eventually. Wait, I'm from this place. I don't need anything. I don't need to worry about that plane shifting back. I don't need a tuning fork to return my home plane if I cast plane shift, right?
Everything you're wearing comes from this plane.
I also can just cast banishment on myself.
Technically, banishment would work. I'll double check with plane shift. Give me a moment.
You could just banish for each of us in turn. Banishment does not send us to a uniform place.
Sends you back to your home plane.
Yeah.
You have to concentrate
Somewhere
on
on your home
60
plane.
seconds,
Somewhere
right?
on your home.
Your home at least.
That's
Right,
that is how you
Planning
start
distance is
season
very-
5. Is
We've
we
been
are all
banished to
trying
the-
to find each other after being banished back to our home plane.
Yeah, we all get banished to the Dragon Isle in the north.
Alternatively, if you know the sigil sequence of a teleportation circle on another plane of existence, this spell can take you to that circle.
Oh, okay,
So it
cool.
works like
Well, that's-
teleportation
that
circle.
just works then, yeah.
Well, I don't have plane shift yet, but I was planning on taking it next level, so hopefully we level up. If not,
In
we'll
hell.
figure it the fuck out.
We're
Just
stuck
gotta
there for
go-
a full level.
You gotta go find the forest and like kill the hell pigs for ages until you get
Well-
enough XP.
Gotta go farm some XP on these guys.
But either way, she's gonna tap the belt to contact the Iron Duke. Or cast sending, I guess. And say, found a infernal portal. Abyssal. Is Abyssal, right? Yeah, I think it's Abyssal. Found a fiendish portal. Probably going to be out of contact for a while.
Wish us luck.
Keep the kettle going.
If this transports us to that elemental plane or that demonic plane that is just an ocean of blood, you banish me instantly.
They're using it for safe passage. It's not going to drop us off somewhere hazardous to us.
Their people also have to presumably breathe, eat, and sleep. So
We should at least take an hour to prepare ourselves. As said, we also should not just leave that blood silver sitting around, just in case somebody else comes along and grabs it. We should take care of that first.
I'll spend time making sure. It seems I can discern where this portal actually goes. There might be something here.
Sure.
I don't have any resources that I need to worry about getting back. So.
I am going to search the ground floor for a basement hatch.
Sure.
Oh, does the Iron Duke respond?
Yeah, just as a simple. That definitely sounds like something you should go deal with. Stay safe.
Anything that could help us deal with hell corruption. I mean, well.
Under protection from good and
You don't find a
evil.
basement hatch, by the way, Valymr.
No basement hatch. Okay.
Taking care of this blood silver is something that we can just do. We have the means
Yeah.
to handle that.
Oh yeah.
Assuming we also have time, Breton does want to see. He wants to spend just enough time with this maul to determine what properties it has. If it's just a +1 weapon, that's fine. But he wants to have an understanding of what this weapon was.
Oh, sure, yeah. I can do that. It is a +2 versatile hammer. It does bludgeoning damage. It's if you're using it one-handed, it's the same damage types as a longsword. So D8 one-handed, D10 but two-handed. It gets an additional. It does an additional 1d4 radiant damage on top of that. And that damage increases to 1d12 additional damage if you crit. However, that damage die is not doubled by the crit.
Okay.
It's a pretty good weapon.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is just Breton looking at this. Like, if I find the fiend that killed this guy, I want to kill him with his own warhammer, just because I feel like that would be a thing to do.
Nice.
But no, that's fancy.
Also,
it is fancy.
if it does radiant damage just naturally, 1d4 radiant damage naturally, that would be a good thing to smash the silver with.
Absolutely.
So does Breton, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do you have?
yeah, because I just do radiant damage when I hit things.
Fair enough.
I like literally things can just catch these hands and they're taking radiant damage from Breton.
Blessed, quite literally.
Yeah. So he'll make a note of I have no idea how I would add that to a character sheet. But for now, he's probably gonna.
Yeah, I can. So just I'll make up a magic item in a bit for you. I'll do it in the break.
The Maul of Charles de Maul.
It's called. I think it's called the Maul of Chance for some reason, but
The Maul of Charles de Maul.
yeah, it's a Demol. For now on, it's Demol. There we are.
It is just the mall. Yes.
Yeah.
But he is doing also all that, so Ruby has plenty of time to see if she can't figure out where this portal goes, and et cetera, et cetera.
Ruby, what are you trying to do to understand?
More
this
of the
portal?
same. It's just a case of she's studying it and logging it. She's being more, how to say this, more scholarly.
Sure.
She's
Are you
using
activating it to study it, or?
Oh no!
Okay.
She's not activating shit until she gets people up there and we're ready to go.
Coward.
Yes!
It will
It's
be.
hell!
It will be a very high DC, but I will allow you.
If I can't make it, I can't make it, but that's not going to stop.
I'm more surprised I called coward and you admitted to yes.
Would you willingly go to hell?
Ruby, I feel like would accept most any challenge.
She going into a place where there's a lot of fire immune creatures. Yeah, she's crazy. She's not stupid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that checks out. I'm not going to argue with it.
She never shirks down from a challenge unless she knows she can't win.
This is just Vegeta accepting to fight Ariel and Super, and then immediately getting pissed off when he realized it was a gag character. Like, this is not a fair fight. That's a reference no one's gonna get. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Dragon Ball since the.
It's
90s.
the group that turns into really cute, like kawaii. It's awful. I hate it.
That's a different series, but either way.
Anyway, yes. What DC am I? What am I making? Because I rolled a damn near natural 20 earlier. I had a.
You did. Well, okay. I will say. So you're going for Arcana again.
That's my best stat. Yeah. She does have the time to study it instead of a cursory look.
I would say this is a. I would say this is at least a DC 25.
That bar is pretty much at 18 or higher. Okay.
Yeah. It is. Without anything more on portals or planes, it's really hard for you to tell the tuning.
What I would kill to have the tuning. That's the clue, isn't it? The tuning. This is a fork.
I see you've played Knife Spooner before.
Played what?
Knifey Spoody before. I know. Yeah, I got the reference.
Sorry.
I've heard that reference before, but I could not tell.
Sorry, I'm American. We don't have your silly games over here.
I think it's The Simpsons.
It was
right?
a Simpsons episode where, the Simpsons went to Australia.
Yeah.
I now know exactly what you're talking about.
I see you played Knifey Spoody before.
It's a Crocodile Dundee reference.
Yeah.
It's The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Lord. Anyway, the metal she's going to focus on first.
Sure.
She's not Zep. She doesn't have an encyclopedic knowledge of all things nerdy and mundane. But she does know that a magical plane requires an attunement to that plane, usually a substance from that. Is this metal specific to a region of the outer planes that she could identify? And she has a book, many books in her backpack about various things related to that.
I'm allowing you the roll.
Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the focus. Yeah. Use that D4 if I can.
You do have a D4 from the beginning of the session. Is everybody okay with?
Wait, rolled 26.
Okay.
You matched your roll earlier.
Sure. You would say that this, probably from all that you're going with, considering that using the knowledge of previous portals that are in use by this faction, previous uses of the metals, whilst it is devilish, it is demonically corrupted, and it's a cult that's to null but also tied with demons. Everything's screaming abyss about this, but
what layer?
Which of the infinite layers? Hard to say.
We're playing with demons, ladies and gentlemen. Who wants to go to the abyss? You're muted, Valymr.
I think that we don't have a choice.
That's probably right.
All right.
Gonna stop all this shit. Better go to the source and pull it out by the roots.
Plunges her hands into the portal and tries to activate the switch.
You plunge your hands into the portal and you're like feeling for a switch, and then you feel hands grab your hands.
Yeah, what I expected, something creepy.
And the portal activates in front of you. It is a sanguine, deep red. It first like erupts with like a lick of liquid, like blood, and then settles.
She'll look towards Breton, smile, and walk through.
You check your hands. The other hands. Ruby.
Covered in blood, I'm sure.
No. You have a black mark, one on each palm.
Davy Jones is after her now.
Oh my god. Okay.
So it's like, it's like your skin has pigmented.
She wears gloves. She can't tell. She's got.
You've got gloves on?
Yeah, she's got wrappings. She got fingerless gloves. Yeah.
Are they magical?
No. They're just leather gloves.
Okay,
Leather fingers
so
gloves.
Had leather gloves.
You had gloves.
They gone.
Well, then it's going to be how incredibly burned her hands are. But, yeah.
I would say you've still got your gloves, but one of them gets pulled off slightly as you like the hand inside the portal like holds onto it a little bit, and you're trying to get yourself free, and you see this like a black mark on your hand. It's like a perfect circle, circle of blah. Like it's almost like. Have you ever seen like where someone's like lost pigmentation? It's like the complete opposite. It's like complete.
Victimilia, whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's complete, just a blackened skin. It's fine, doesn't hurt. Touch it fine, but it's just like there is this almost like a tattoo level of deep black on your hand.
Out of just the sheer frustration of that kind of thing, she will take her other hand, light it a little bit on fire with her innate ability, and just smear it and burn her hand to get to just mar the mark.
Okay.
No sequences on me that I don't write myself. Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, she.
You take 1d4 fire damage.
I take no damage because I got temporary HP.
Mm.
I'll just roll a d4.
And you're going through, everybody?
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on myself beforehand, and then walk through.
Yep. Nothing.
I imagine
to
we've
it
been
but
here for more than an
do it.
hour, so invisibility will have gone by now.
Okay.
Here we go.
In front of you, as you breathe through the portal, you see vast open fields of bright sanguine grass. The air is thick and hazy. You probably can't see more than 40 feet in front of you before it becomes fully like fog. And all is around you is this probably shin-high, thick, thin-bladed grass, almost like a steppe. And there is what you would describe as, like, in terms of its noise and its speed, like a biting wind blowing through the steppe. This long grass, but it's warm. But once the wind like stops flowing past you, everything is icy cold. It's a really weird temperature sensation. Welcome to a layer of the abyss, everybody. The portal is still open behind you.
She'll close it.
Yeah.
If it can be.
Seems like you can. The same frame as you saw in the other end, but...
And then she'll hide it. Turn the key to hide it.
There isn't one on this side.
God damn it!
But, yeah, it's just...
Like where your head's at.
Long grass. And then this thick sort of fog. 40 feet. Like, you can feel it around you, this fog. But it only becomes, like, obscuring your vision once it gets about 40 feet out. Like, driving through a real pea super. And with that, I think we'll take our midpoint break. So, join us in 10 minutes' time, and we will see you shortly. Hey, come here a minute. Do you need royalty-free music for your TTRPG content, whether that be a YouTube video, stream, TikTok, Instagram post? Don't worry, we've got you covered. My name's Alex, I've been a content creator for almost a decade now, and I've teamed up with my good friend Harry to produce 10 royalty-free songs for you to use in your content completely for free. We've tried to make a whole range of motifs with this album, covering happy music to sad music, to mystery music to combat music. And if this takes off, you know what? we might even make some more. So give the Elendor Chronicles soundtrack Volume 1 a shot. It's free to stream everywhere, and if you want the high quality downloads, you can come over to our Patreon and download them, or you can contact me directly at tabletop@themidgemansworld.co.uk as a creator, and I'll just give it to you for free. That's it, there's no catch, and just to prove it, we've also given you guys a user license agreement to prove that you have the complete perpetual rights to use this content. So enjoy, and good luck on your next adventure. Oh, good day. I'm Martin Sanderson, and I'm the CEO of Avari Military Solutions. We here at Avari know that it doesn't take much to cause problems out on the frontier, whether that be from local pirate raids, neighbouring interstellar powers, or even just an unhappy populace with unreasonable demands. Just what is a small to mid-sized regional power to do when faced with these problems? You look to Avari for your solutions. With open-ended contracts, well-trained personnel, state-of-the-art aerospace forces, and competitive rates, we stand ready to help find the right solution to your problem. So if you have a problem, why not call Avari for your solution? Our operators are waiting to take your call, and consultations are free of charge.
Avari Military Solutions, a solution for your problem.
Avari Military Solutions is not licensed to operate within the Kark and Dre Baronies, the Andes Corps, or any Class A combat zones. AMS is a subsidiary of Omni Radiance Holdings, a family company.
When is a story more than a story? When a tale is more than words on paper? When is an ad more than the script it's written on? In the darkest and deepest annals of our own history, worlds of wonder and splendor burst through like a blister made of hope. From the brain that's wrestled and riddled with madness, a radiant pustule. Writing, art, that's storytelling. That is the true lust of life. You too can dutifully indulge in art. Like fans of the greats. Shakespeare, King, Tolkien, Seuss, Mercer. You too can indulge through Twitch Prime. Get an extended access to a wealth of knowledge with a simple click, an emotion so small that it could endlessly amount possibilities. Embrace those feelings. Support art. Support the component cast. We are back. So,
Wow, this place looks bloody lovely.
Ba-dum-bum.
yeah. You are surrounded by the red steppe. It is thick with this fog. Really outside of this frame of a portal, there isn't really anything you can see. It's just this long grass and the fog.
I won't lie to you, I was expecting a welcoming party.
Same. I know it's probably completely useless. I throw out a divine sense.
Oh, you may regret that decision in a moment.
Instant migraine.
Oh, if your head doesn't pop, yeah. You're in the abyss.
So, okay, so you felt divine senses before, where it's beyond, like, where you felt things so strong. You felt powers so strong that it's just a knock soda. There is no chart that readies you for the feeling of sensing. I'm going to say this doesn't even cost you your divine sense to know. Ah, yes, you're in the abyss right now. Everything around you is no-no. This would be severely unhallowed right now as well, where you are. I will say, though. Which might be useful information. But I know you're new to being a paladin, but I think you would know that everything around you is problem. Unless you wanted to hold it for this. If you still wanted to use it, I would allow you to check for a fiend or undead or whatever around you, if that's what more you were going for. But in terms of all of the other bits,
if there were any creatures,
you don't detect any celestial fiend or undead near you.
Okay.
Not right now, anyway.
Nothing left else to do, really, but walk. I don't suppose... Breton, can you still sense Solvarel, or is he outside you? Oh, you're not here.
Solvarel did not come to the portal, so Solvarel is very much not here.
Okay. Nothing else to do but walk and see what we run into.
Yeah. Is there something specifically that we might be looking for that I could do a locate object on?
I don't have enough information really to read off of you.
Okay.
Sorry.
What kind of... okay, so it's just all around us, like, grass steppe lands. There's no features.
Nope. Not that you can see right now. With about a shin high of grass in those very steppe-like tufts as well.
Does it look like anyone has passed through here recently? Can I see... You know how when somebody walks through long grass, there's, like, a
Make a survival check.
person through long grass?
I can gain some altitude and help see as well, but that might not be any good.
14.
It seems like that there is like a kind of right in front of you, kind of like a cut path, like where people or things have progressed through. Like, it's not just step everywhere, but it's like, yeah, there is like someone has navigated.
I think we follow the navigated.
upon you.
All right, I will start following the trail in the grass.
Demol is now in the party sheet. So yeah, you want to follow through the grass? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You begin to progress. The fog always stays about 40 foot ahead of you. Those of you who progress. It's like there's a slight magic to the fog, I would say. And there is just this whistling in the wind.
Can my blind sense anything past the fog? Like, is there something in the fog, like, watching us that eyeballs can't see, but blind sense maybe could?
Not currently right now. I would say your blind sense would be able to see through the fog right now, so you get a bit more, but for now, it's like, it seems to be this stepland for ages upon ages. It's like you are in the middle of nowhere right now.
Okay.
But you continue to progress. How are you moving? What's your batting order? Who's first? Who's second? Who's third?
I said I was going, so I guess I'll go first.
Okay, point, and I'm guessing Ruby in the middle.
Ruby would be safest in the middle with Brad bringing up the rear.
Okay.
So I guess at this point, because of the fog, I actually have the best vision right now.
I would say so. Valymr.
Yes.
You're walking through the grass and the ground. The ground is kind of soft. It's like a soft soil. And suddenly you feel a crunch underfoot.
I look down. What have I stepped on?
You see a body in the grass. Like, you couldn't see it very easily because of the grass has fully overtaken it. But that you crunch and you see like someone's tibia. But you've crunched all the way through it. This body has been completely like drained of life, but there's still skin on the body. They seem to be humanoid, dressed in kind of traditional Nardathelian clothing of probably like a merchant class individual. And you have gone straight through their tibia with your foot, like all moisture, all strength has been drained from this corpse.
Okay. I'll point it out to the other two. And I'll step over it as well so they can... Is the body alone, or is there more bodies past it?
Not that you can see right now. This was hidden by like the grass, and it's on the path. It's like someone has been walking the same path that you guys have, and you've just crunched on their body. You notice... Actually, everyone who's around, just give me a quick perception check now that you've discovered the body.
Shite, 12.
19.
Ruby, you pick up on it, probably because it afflicted you. This person has those dark marks on their hands. So
Okay.
this is clearly someone who has opened the portal.
It goes to the bone.
No, there's still skin on this body. It's just like
Oh.
all organs, all over.
Desiccated.
It's like Yeah, it's like someone's. They've been vacuum packed.
A bit like they do to the dead in Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take all the water out of them.
Yes, it's exactly like that. This person has been. I like the idea of vacuum packed, though. I think that's a very good. All the skin is pulled taut over their skeleton, and their skeleton is weak.
Okay.
You progress on.
Yeah.
Okay. As you progress on, Breton, the weapon of warning alerts you to a danger up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Not something directly aggressive to you, but as soon as you do that, you stop and you take a moment, and in between the whistles of the wind, you hear a buzzing.
My brain, I think I know immediately what these things are. Breton is much less good at checks to know what these things are. Despite being a guy who's supposed to hunt things like this, in theory. Breton will just mention out the creatures up ahead. And I do not believe they would be pretty safe to assume. I don't think they're friendly.
Does the path go towards them? Like, if we follow this path, are we going directly towards all of this buzzing?
I guess.
I don't really want to leave this trail, because I'm worried we would not be able to find it again.
It's if you point it out, Breton, I would say you would notice it because of your passive perception as well, and because of the warning. If you point it out to the others, everyone can hear it. It sounds like swarms of insects of some sort.
Alright, so we've gone from Valymr's biggest fear to Lambert's biggest fear.
Giant horseflies?
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes! Oh, in Finland? Dear God. They're a state bird, aren't they?
There's 42 different species, and I'm allergic to most of them.
Yeah, Lambert doesn't have a very fun time around certain times of the year. Which is right now, right?
Yeah. It's actually been super mild because the snow lasted so long, so all their eggs froze. They can get fucked.
That's a hard to get fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I think we prepare yourselves. We're about to be attacked.
How long have we been in the abyss so far?
15 minutes.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
How long have we been back from break?
How? So these are still in the fog. Are they within 100 feet? Can I see these insects?
Yeah, you see. Okay. Give me a quick perception check. I think you probably would be able to. They are within 100 feet, and there's lots of them.
13.
Yeah, you see in the fog swarms of these mosquito-like creatures.
Oh, how big are they?
Golf ball? Maybe no, tennis ball each.
I will point it out and say that I can see a big number of them.
Yeah, probably thousands.
Oh, that's what. Okay, now I just realized that guy's got all the blood drained out of him. Those are fucking golf ball sized mosquitoes. That's what. Yeah.
Go around them.
Fireball them, maybe?
Okay. Spoiler warning. Most creatures from down here don't really care too much about fire. These ones might not, but I'd rather... let's avoid a fight unless we have to fight one.
So the trail does goes directly towards them then?
Yeah, and through them.
Breton is just going to place a hand on Ruby's shoulder, just say, "Proud of you."
Thanks. Sorry, I'm in maximum survival mode down here.
Alright, I will try and lead us all to keep them within the fog, so more than 40 feet away. Say I'll keep them at around about a 60-foot distance.
Sure.
Because I can see 100.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to try and navigate a path through the swarms.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can keep like maybe 60, 70 foot between us and the swarms.
Okay. We're going to come to our first group survival challenge. So, Valymr, if you're using your eyes, I will allow you to add perception to this roll. What would anyone else like to do to try and navigate the swarm?
Oh, that is a really, really tough question, isn't it? Sure as hell not going to be stealth. Honestly, perception would have been my bet too.
What about simply, I will allow you your athletics or to essentially bat away any that get close enough, like stragglers maybe?
I mean, if you'll allow athletics for argument, then I will use athletics. I'm not gonna.
I will say that if you, because Valymr is looking for a path specifically, I would say you would look for scouts that you could probably deal with before they alerted you too much. Like in the same way of like right now, one does kind of that you kind of swat. They die very simply, but it's more you don't want to get overwhelmed by these.
It's times like this I miss having spirit guardians.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, I'll proactively try and swat down anything that aggress.
Ruby, are you doing anything to assist? Or are you going to try and rely on these rolls?
I don't have a whole lot of things I can do to assist down here, guys. Sorry, Ruby's kind of a weapon. Not a lot of utility. I can provide a safe place to rest, but that's about it.
That might come in clutch later, so...
It might!
Okay.
Not yet.
Well then, both of you roll. I have a DC in mind, with various levels of success, so...
27.
I can use a point of luck.
Okay. First luck point of the session.
15, yeah.
Not bad. So that's a combined total of...
42.
42. Pretty good for two people, gotta say. It's well above average. With a combined effort between Breton and Valymr, you do manage to avoid the worst of the swarms. And what stragglers do make it towards you, you do manage to swat for the most part. I am going to need, as a few of them make it through, every now and then try to get a nip in.
Can I ask a question? My armor is literally blessed by light and radiance. Does that in any way... Am I a bug zapper to these things?
That's a good point. I'm going to ask all of you to roll a d20. The lowest roll is the one that's going to have to deflect here.
Can I use a point of luck?
And you're tied with Valymr.
No, well, it's just Breton and Valymr are going to roll these again. Lowest roll here.
No! It's inevitable.
Valymr. You're bitten by one of these creatures. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
24.
You feel this, like, pincer go just, like, it caught you, like, behind the, like, the problem with these things, like mosquitoes, you don't feel them land all the time. They're really stealthy at that. But you do feel the needle go into behind your ear, and you, like, full on, essentially throat punch yourself to get that thing off of you. And you smash it, and it dies before it gets into you too much. And you feel like the little drip of blood. But there was like this strong neurotoxin you managed to push away. And you progress on. Continue to move through. And I will say, you do navigate through this patch of the flies.
Yeah, I really hope he finds another way out of here.
I'm working on it.
You progress on. After about another 20 minutes of walking, the fog begins to clear. It gets thinner. And you notice that you were high on a hill, or what amounts to this hill in the steppe, and you get a wider vision of this rolling plain of this long, sanguine grass. Thick rolling hills with a red sky, of a lighter hue of red than the deep grass. It's just like rolling red hills amongst a deep blood orange sky. There you also see from up here like patches of this fog around. Give me a perception check now. You've got this like elevated vision, everybody. Just see what you see around you.
23.
Oh, great roll.
17.
Well,
Not bad rolls from everybody. Ruby, I'll start with you. You pick up in the distance large flying creatures. This is, I'm talking like a couple of miles, but they're big enough that you see them, like flying in almost in formation around what seemed to be like an outcrop of mountain. This layered plain seems to be like open steppe grassland for miles and miles and miles. Sudden, like almost stalagmite mountain just rupturing out of it.
oh, it's the plains right up before the Rockies.
Kind of, but it's more the side, and then the other side of it will be rolling sea of grass, rolling sea of grass. It's
With
like,
those key features in mind,
Sure.
do I have another idea of what layer of the abyss this might be now? Because as Ruby understands it, most layers of the abyss, in fact, most planes have one or two distinguishing features that make that plane theirs.
do you have any books on you that have the planes in them? Any
I
of
do.
that
I
sort-
have a.
Any
yeah,
sort
I picked
of
up a
research of this, then that might aid this. But again,
one of the
they are
one of the
infinite, so
one of the first books I picked up in Lagran's line was a planner book that had various descriptions of planes and places.
sure. I will allow you a history check then.
Son of a bitch! 12. Just when I think it might be useful.
Hard. You haven't quite nailed down it, but it's like, this is very. You think this is going to be one of the bestial plains, especially if it's like grassland based. This is like what you're theorizing would summarize, and also everything that you know about the cults you've been dealing with, the issue you've been dealing with. There's a big connection to blood, so it's probably an adjacent plane in some way because the color is saying it all really here.
The plane of blood of some sort.
It's
yeah.
one of the blood planes but it's like a steppe of some sort.
Okay. Be right back. Excuse me. I'm listening. Sorry. One
No
second.
no problem. But yeah, you all see like various like they're almost like similar, honestly, to the Spine Mountain range And like that path down to Modgwyn, where it's like there are like jutting up rocks of like sharp rocks like out of the ground. That's similar here, but it's rolling step, and then huge mountain-sized jut rupture out of the ground, and then again rolling step. That's kind of this whole plane. Breton, you in the distance see these creatures roaming the steppe, like fast moving. Not come towards you or anything, but there is just like a herd of what seem to be horse-like creatures, like bolting across. What you also notice is they seem to be almost like slightly humanoid as well as hot. So it's kind of centaur-like, but not.
Centaurs is not a thing I expected to hear today.
But yeah,
Centaur demons.
Centaur would be like the closest proximity, but from this distance you can't make all the features. But they do look armored and armed, and they are almost riding towards that like nearest like spike jut, like roaming the plains. Valymr,
Yes.
you noticed
Something much closer.
No. Oh shit, you're limited, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, what I would say, Valymr, what you noticed in what you see is underfoot, under the grassland, even though the soil is soft here, you see footprints, boot print, relatively fresh. Look to be about a size 11.
The European or American size 11?
Heavy European, heavy riding boot. Or this is from like your plane.
Okay.
This is like someone foot trafficked here.
Oh, you're about the same as us. We're a little bit bigger. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's
I'll point it
Europeans
out,
that get
and-
a bit weird with their sizes.
Yeah, I'm a size 45. So.
I'm a 14 US in
Yeah,
men's.
there's only one between UK and US, I think.
Give or take, yeah.
I think I'm an 8.5 UK, 9.5 US.
Yeah, I'm much bigger than most of you, so.
I've got wide feet.
I couldn't even fit your shoes on me if I chopped my toes off.
Yeah, no, I've got small hands, small
I
feet, guys.
wear an 11 or a 12, depending on how fit in they are. Not that much bigger.
14s.
Two
Anyway.
sizes.
Hello, baby feet me.
Big socks is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I know what they say about big feet.
EU 45 would be a 13 and a half.
Pretty big.
Anyway. Yeah, you see footprints continuing down this path. Valymr.
I will point them out and suggest that we follow.
Grand.
Gosh, my doorbell keeps ringing.
Is there anything that TrueSight is picking up? Any like connection to the ethereal plane? Any,
No, not here.
Anything at all?
So the ethereal plane's a parallel plane to the
It's only
material.
parallel to the material. Okay.
Same as the Feywild.
Okay.
They're a mirror. They're a direct mirror. What in my cosmology is known as a direct mirror plane. You are far from that right now.
Okay then. Yeah. Follow the footsteps.
Sure.
Follow the footprints even.
You progress on. You arrived here at evening, like before you got into this. How long are you guys willing to go before you want to try and rest? Because if you're tracking time on your home plane, it's probably getting towards like 7 p.m. right now. So you've still got some time you can travel today, but it's one of those things of it took you almost a full day to get to this place, and then you've progressed in. How long do you want to go? Because you are going to start running up to getting tired. Whilst you've not physically exerted yourself that much. The long hours weariness, it's going to catch up soonish.
Well, I don't need as much sleep as either of you, but
I'll be all right. And I can give us a safe place to sleep if we need to.
yeah.
No
Give some
point in
soul.
pushing ourselves.
I'll also say this. I don't know what we're looking for here. I was expecting to end up in somebody's castle or abyssal, a civilization, not the infinite abyss, which I guess is kind of dumb of me to even think that for a moment.
All we can do is keep looking into it. We're here, it's too late to second guess it now.
Can't go home right now anyway.
Okay, Valymr, you keep
Yes.
following those footsteps. So your day has been like you've probably got about 8 or 9 hours before you guys have to take a rest or take exhaustion. As I note.
Does time seem to be passing on this plane? Like, is there a sun in the sky that is transitioning from day to night, or is it just that ambient red fog all day, all the time?
There's don't know if you've been here long enough to see if anything changes, but I will say that there does seem to be a sky. It's just red and kind of cloudy.
The developer took a very lazy approach to the light box.
Lots of fog occlusion and red.
Yeah.
The fog is very, very low. That's the thing that you've noticed. It's like round the hilltops or round the bases of these like jutting spines. It's almost like you're actually looking across from it. The fog is moving as well, pretty vastly across this steppe.
I can fly up and give us a better line of sight of what we might see, but I don't know what I'm going to run into up there. What might see me.
You're muted, Leg.
More knowledge can't exactly hurt us.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to go up 60 feet, stay there for about 15 seconds, and then fly down.
Sure. Give me a perception check with advantage because you're at a height.
Ten.
Sorry,
I roll like dog shit. Y'all know my rolls.
Okay.
That's why I make people do save spells against me.
With a 10, you do note, you see more of the same, like these jutting spines out everywhere. And in fact, you get high enough that you kind of see over the lip of probably the closest spine. Not the one where you noticed the like weird flying creatures around, but one that you're kind of heading more towards in the direction of. You see on the lip of it, like where there's a little bit of a break in the fog. Like this, because these fogs seem to cling to the bottom. You see a darker smoke, like a... There's some sort of industrialization on that spine.
About how far away of travel?
Half mile. And it's on, the reason you see it, it's like on the far side, so it's like elevation got you enough. You've got to go down this rolling hill, over a couple of rolling hills, and you'd be at the base of this. Well, you'd hit the fog layer again.
Okay. She'll go back down and make sure she's not followed, and then relay that to the group. I did spot something appearing to be somewhat civilized that way, but keep in mind we're in the abyss. Civilized is a air quotes thing.
Relative. It's all relative. Okay, I guess we could make our way over to there, or we could follow these footsteps. Are the footprints going in roughly that direction?
Yes. That's why you've been heading that way.
How any of you familiar with demons in general? I know your father is a devil. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Demons frequently might makes right. Not any other way. So if any demon tries to accost you, give you the guff, or anything like that, don't be afraid to throw down or show your strength to them.
Fair enough.
All right.
Not a problem.
Don't expect. So as she's saying, as she's talking, walking and pointing in the direction. Don't expect to have a reasonable conversation with them because these are not reasonable beings.
Duly noted.
All right. Walk that way.
No problem.
Walk this way.
Copyright claim. That's too bright. Hold on. Give me a moment. That's a bit
No,
better.
that's too evil. That's too hellish.
Yeah.
This can be red. Clearly.
This plane's very red, so I'm gonna go with this. It's a bit more of a vibe. You progress on, and after about an hour's more walk down these foothills, you reach the fog layer again. And in it, you hear just Breton. I'm gonna say you hear it because of your high perception. You hear of like bellows.
Is that a forge or? Doesn't look like there's anything around here that would cause that, or what?
Give me a perception check using, and I'm gonna say with advantage because you have that information that Ruby caught on earlier.
25.
Yeah, you definitely see now on the far side of this. So you're at the foothill of this like jaggedy, and it's almost like a basalt black, just almost shiny, almost like a creature's spine. Doesn't look like rock. Well, it's kind of rock-like, but it's also kind of horn-like. This mountainous jut through that's just surrounded by fog. But just on the far side from where you are, you see like a more orange smoke breaching out the top of the fog layer, and like possibly the very tip of what might be a chimney of the same color as this spine. And yeah, you hear what sounds like billowing bellows, sucking up air.
Well, civilization not being a point here strong in the abyss, but I recognize manufacturing when I see it, and if they're getting this blood silver from anywhere, that might be a place to start looking.
All right.
Okay. Are you stepping into the fog, or you got to try and go around and then go more directly to this building?
Valymr is going to be the best at navigating it, so I feel like that's up to Valymr.
I can guide us through the fog. Is there anything that I see between here and like how far away is this bellows?
You can't see it.
Okay, further than 100.
It's also the other side of this spine. So it's like they're seeing like the rooftop of this spine kind of thing.
How far away is the spine?
You're at the foot of it right now.
Okay.
So put it this way. You are like, so this would be like a mini mountain. They're noticing something like horizoning above the fog layer that is at the base of this mountain. And it's like, it would be on the downward of, like, if you would crested up above the fog layer here and then went over, you're seeing like something that is like built onto the far side of this.
Okay. Yeah, I'll guide through the fog if I'm initially pointed in the right direction. Sure.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Yahoo!
Mm-hmm. You begin to progress through the fog. Valymr, give me another survival check, please.
Okay, dokie. 19.
You begin to guide yourself, and just as you think you're going to crest out of the fog again, you hear zzz.
Those bastard mosquitoes are back again.
You're getting the impression they live in the fog. Also, just as a note, when you've been moving through this fog, you didn't notice it before. It's kind of humid in the fog, like a little wet.
That
But
tracks.
But yeah, you feel like you're gonna have to navigate. Either you'll have to take time to go around them, or you're gonna have to navigate through another patch of these insects, or try and wait them out.
Avoid them. Yeah, I want to go around.
Okay. It's gonna add to your journey time.
Sounds fine to me.
We'll make do.
You then skirt the base of this spine. Valymr, you sense in front of you a wall. About 2 hours later.
How high would the wall be?
40 foot. It's completely like absorbed by this fog right now. The others can't see it, but it's up ahead for you.
I'll point it out and say about the wall existent.
Yeah, the rest of you, you're seeing thick fog, but you are hearing the.
Close, yeah.
Is it a... Can I tell if it is a wall as in a barrier, or is it a wall of a building?
It's big enough to be a building.
Any windows and doors on the wall?
Let me check. You wait a moment. You're analyzing the wall, and you hear a. As you feel the vibrations of a door opening on top of the wall.
I will relay that.
You see, stepping out into the fog, a creature, Valymr, on top of this 40-foot high structure. Where you sense a creature in the fog. Humanoid, large, bouldering, fist-like arms, tusks jutting out of the front of its face. Wearing somewhat simple-ish clothes. And a trail of like mane like hair like running from the top of its head down its back.
Wait, is it kind of like... It kind of feels like you're describing like a minotaur?
No.
It kind of cracks its hands, and you notice as well, Valymr, whilst you're like studying it, you see like it grabbed the air and then
It just ate a mosquito.
Yeah.
No, man, what do you see? Can you describe it for me?
I will do a
How loud are you
lesser
talking?
image thing. What are they called? Minor illusion of the shape and the basically what what I can sense. Obviously, it's not going to look exactly like what it is because I only see it with blind sense, but I can share the shape of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, you're getting
Okay.
approximations right now.
DM, what am I looking at?
What I just described.
Sure. Cloven feet, little wings on the back, tusks.
There doesn't seem to be any wings.
Okay.
It's hard to see if it's got cloven feet. Or hard to know because it's kind of obfuscated by what seems to be a hatch. So Valymr is kind of getting its torso up. But it would be considered a large creature.
Okay.
And it's like, it sort of waits up there. It looks like it's... Valymr, just give me just an insight.
18.
This looks like a workman on break. It's kind of, there's like idle stretching, like it's kind of sniffing. It's kind of like eating a fly every now and then as they go past.
So I guess we could...
Can I make a check?
You can certainly try.
What kind of check would I be making?
What kind of thing are you trying to ascertain?
What this critter is.
I'll allow you a history check or a nature check at a really high DC from because you've got very, very limited knowledge of what this might be.
24 on a history.
It's probably a lesser bestial demon of some sort, just knowing where you are. The fact that it has no wings as well probably means it's not as powerful a demon, if it is anything.
So a book on the plains probably wouldn't be a book on the plains and a bestiary of everything.
Yeah, sorry. No,
It's-
I know about the planes, but critters and on them are a little.
Yeah, it's
Okay. Yeah, she'll. And I don't know the creature specifically, but it definitely feels like we're at a factory, which I don't know if that's what we're looking for.
I mean, it's somewhere's got to make this blood silver because it doesn't come from here. It comes from hell, and then was like turned into, I mean, utilized in some way here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think we can play the "I just work here, I'm a visitor" kind of thing with you two and all of your holy weapons and shit.
I'm still purple with horns.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Valymr. You just got this aura about you.
Is it an aura of like protection?
Yeah, it feels a little bit like that.
Yeah.
All right. I have an idea. Breton's gonna hate it.
I hate it.
And I think he knows what I'm thinking.
Disintegrate on the wall.
Why does everybody think my first instinct is violence? What is with that?
Experience.
Bullshit. No, I was going to suggest I could maybe walk in.
So you want to go in and talk to the creatures that you have told us several times, and in any instance, if it does not work and you are found out, you do not have the means to adequately fight them.
It would suck, yeah. On the other hand, if you do go in there, we will be fighting them.
I have a suggestion. What about you cast Fly on Breton? He flies up and knocks this guy off the wall down here, and then we can interrogate this guy. And the reason I say Breton is because he's, 8'9", and
Breton looks offended that you said he's so tall.
look, I don't use feet in inches anymore. I don't know.
7-7. It's Super Street. 7-7.
All right. If anyone's gonna have the strength to, manhandle that thing up there, it would be Breton.
Demon handle.
How big is this building? Like, if this is the average
40 foot
worker
high.
in this building,
40
40 foot high. It's a tower, not just like a surrounding building.
Oh no, it's a wall. This is a it's almost a perfect square with you guys can't see it, so it's very hard for me to describe this to you. But from what Valymr can see, he can see like almost a perfect Borg cube square of 40 foot, boom, boom, and a hatch opened on top. From what Valymr can sense right now.
Okay.
So if you want to try and push this and get in there and try and make this work, I'm not going to stop you, but we are going to make sure you are prepared before you do it. Because if anyone in there also needed to get out of there, you would be the best bet to just go.
I have an idea. She will her wings out, and she will subtle cast Fire Shield on her person to give her that extra, I am an impressive looking person. Just that raw fire that spreads around her. It covers her wings. Her eyes go alight.
Mm-hmm.
How do I look? Think I blend in?
No, but better than nothing.
All right. So I'm going to go up there and distract him. Breton, I'm going to put Fly on you. Shove him off the fucking edge. Then we're going to have a conversation with him.
I'll be on the ground, ready to see him fall.
I love this. I'm just saying, I love this. I love that this is where we're going with this.
Hey, they're demons. Morals don't count against them.
I'd say it's ontologically good to do harm to these things.
Yeah. Breton, this is your chance. This is your chance to be Batman. You can hang somebody just high enough where it won't kill them, but it'll break their legs. Okay. Are you going to resist the opportunity to be Batman?
I mean, the last time it was like 2 sessions ago, I was playing it being Omni-Man. Like, I think I'm going to downgrade to Batman at this point.
Downgrade to Batman? Downgrade to Batman?
Batman would own Omni-Man with enough prep time.
Anyway.
But yeah, I'd say just like rugby tackle him off the building.
I apologize for everyone's listening. That is Lake's opinion on DC as a platform, not on anything else. Batman is actually fine.
So,
I'm going to cast Fly on Breton.
Okay.
Let me go up first. I'm going to cause a lot of hoo-ha with this guy. And then you flying tackle this guy off the building to the ground, and we can have a conversation with him.
Okay.
Fly.
Okay. So
Ruby gonna flap her way up. Okay. Just like she's not gonna land on it, but she is gonna off.
You give me a perception check because you're gonna have to try and judge. You've gone. So are you flying? So you're flying up out of the fog, back to try and judge where it is back in the fog off of a point you haven't seen. You do see the chimney that's attached to this structure now that you're out again.
Go to the wall.
You can't see the wall.
Go to the wall and then go up.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna go right below this individual's feet. Okay.
To the wall, judge about 20 feet, and then go up.
Okay.
Not right up to his feet, but.
Are you trying to do that without being seen first?
She doesn't care if she's seen. That's the idea. Breton's the one that needs to be stealthy.
Yeah.
Wait.
About
Breton
that.
is the one that needs to be stealthy.
Wait.
About that. Okay. Make some rolls here. This thing has been failing its perception checks all the time you guys have been arguing, so but you are getting closer to it now. That's a fucking.
Let's just. This is the only roll we need, right? Because I'm gonna roll stealth at disadvantage here. I'm gonna get a 6.
In
Well-
its defense, Ruby is also not trying to be stealthy. She
No.
is actually being.
I'm trying to see if you can make it up next to it before it sees you. Basically, that's what I'm going for right now. It didn't because that was the 5th natural 9 I have just rolled. Somehow, well, it was like 4 natural 9s, 1 natural 6. So you get to about 10 feet in front of it where it actually notices you. It's been like really skipping its feet. And what you see in front of you is this very sort of... it does have like trotters for its feet. And it's this large sort of bulking, really hard-fisted, like it's got 2 hands out of each stem of arm, and its mouth is across its stomach. There's like a maw in its stomach, and then the rest of it is up to like almost a pig-like head with like wild boar hair down, and like a snout is the entire face, and it's got
Please don't
eyes.
tell me I
on
just
top.
ran into the Demogorgon, because if I just ran into the Demogorgon, we're gonna have a whole different
No.
screech.
This, and it's like got a kind
Still
of
gonna take his lunch money.
imagine. This is the most unthreatening description of this creature is imagine a moomin, but with a mouth on its stomach. And
Alright.
like a trail. It's got like a red fur for its main layer, but then this black fur as its like main tusk. This isn't something you recognize. And then it's got like, yeah, it's got trousers on. So it's got like,
Gotta be modest. Gotta keep that modesty.
and it sees you, and the mouth in its stomach kind of, you see it like a tongue sort of flop out, but it does kind of begin to talk to you and, in some of the most broken common.
I could speak Tanari.
Okay,
But
even
that's
so, it starts with common. He goes, you and Nado.
In booming Tanari voice. Who said you could take a fucking break?
Okay, roll an intimidation check. Brett, I take it you're flying
18.
around right now. An 18. It looks so... And it starts sort of like almost half weird trumpeting from its like floppy snout, and like you sense fear.
Bow to me, creature, and explain your purpose here.
So are you speaking Abyssal right now?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Cool.
Method acting.
Yeah. It kneels down and sort of does that normal sort of that sort of like, oh, like it's like that sort of like up down right? It's like you get so you're just getting apologies. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're continuing the work. I'm sorry. Breton, give me an athletics check.
Not as sorry as you're about to be. This is what you get for slacking off, Terry Tate, office linebacker. Bam! I know you guys have seen that commercial.
17.
You rolled
17.
3. You rolled 3. Jesus Christ.
Question: are you going arms first shove or feet first kick?
Boot to the back, sure.
Okay, it's probably the side because the back would just push him into Ruby.
Sure.
But okay. This is Sparta. That you swoop in, and this thing kind of half trumpets as you kick it, and it loses its footing because it was bowing, and you get like bike horn as it gets kicked off of this 40-foot high building. this building square. There is the hatches in front of you. Valymr, you sense it coming towards you. There is a large creature being yeeted off a 40-foot high thing towards you right now. Are you dodging?
Oh yeah, I won't let it hit me.
Yeah, cool. And then you just hear, like air being let out of a whoopee cushion. This creature smacks onto the relatively soft ground, so it doesn't take too much damage, but it's like, and you just feel this like sort of this cycling of air coming around this thing. It's like almost trying to blow a warning. What do you do?
Glaive is out and at its throat.
It's going and it just turns to stress.
No more noises.
What I take it you two are following down.
Oh yeah, descending.
Okay.
And foot on its top of its on its back, that very dominant.
Cool. Sure. Yeah, you give me another intimidation check. You guys have just yeeted this creature off of the building.
17.
Okay.
God, I got roll of a freaking 10 today.
Right now it is subdued, I would say, by fear.
I'm going in Abyssal, she's going to speak. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to give me straight answers. If I don't like them, I'm going to stop lopping off body parts. You won't like it when I do that, because I have a very, very sharp blade, and it's at your throat. Do we have an understanding?
You get verbal tooting from this creature that would assume so, but right now its body down, so its mouth is in the dirt.
Good. Don't pick your head up.
Its head's not where the mouth is, but that snout is. So its mouth was like the little trumpety snouty thing is like making affirmative noises. It's like this thing has like a mouth, but then also maybe with its own kind.
Does it talk through its stomach or does it talk through the trumpet?
That's what I was about to say. It kind of does both. So it talks through the trumpet in its trumpety language, but abyssal and everything comes through the stomach mouth, which is currently eating dirt.
Oh. She'll kick him and flip him over.
Okay. And this tongue also bubbles out. It's like, and it spits out all some of the dirt from the floor. They'll want to know where I am soon.
Who's they?
The masters of the forge.
Who are they?
Those dogs of Null.
Oh. Don't like them, do you?
We hate them. They enslave us, but we do the work. At least we live that way.
I see.
He's like starting to come to. What are you? You're not any of them, are you?
No. We're their enemies.
You're not the other humies that keep coming here, are you? No. Your blood would go excellently in the forge, though. I'll make you a deal.
Speak.
You help us kick out the Nulls. And I'll get my friends and I make something for you.
How about this first? You tell us what they want from you. What have they been doing here? Who leads them? Where are they based? How many of them are there? If I like these answers and you give me honest ones, then I might be inclined to let you and your friends go free.
Ask him what form the masters take as well.
I will repeat that question.
Wretched undead. Dog beings. They took our forges long ago. Many of your lives are long ago. Many of our lives long ago. They've been hiding here. They prep these objects. And then they take them to another plane. Another layer. We take some of their mortals, use them in the objects. They're prepping some sort of return ritual. Have been for forever.
She'll repeat this information to Breton and Valymr.
Valymr, do you speak Abyssal? It's Infernal, isn't it, for you?
It was the first language I took for Ruby. I didn't know why I needed it. I just went, let's take Abyssal, why not?
I knew someone in the party definitely had it, but...
Yep. How many of them are there in this fortress?
10?
How many of you are there in this fortress?
5?
And are there more out there?
I think so.
You think so? You don't no communication with your other people?
Not anymore.
Where does their leader lair himself? Do you know?
On one of the other layers. They all serve this Lich King, Lich Lord, Lich Bastard. I don't know.
Does he have a name?
Not that I know of. Probably.
What is this lair called?
They refer to it as the Keep.
Sorry, I was referring to lair as in the layer of the abyss.
Oh, this layer. Sorry, I thought you said lair.
Layer. The layer of the abyss. Yes,
Right,
sorry.
you meant which layer are we calling? Oh, this is just... We refer to this as the Sanguine Steps.
And the things they take go to another place, another layer, you said. Do you know which one?
The Lakes of Blood.
The Lakes of Blood. Yep, that sounds right. Don't move anywhere. And then she'll swap back to... What language do we all speak that we don't think this guy does? Ruby knows Dwarfish.
Does he not speak common?
He broke in common.
You're muted, Valymr.
I have Draconic, Elvish, Infernal, Sylvan, Undercommon.
You Draconic Breton?
Nope.
Damn it.
We don't share any languages.
We don't share any language. Well, I share language between the two of you, but not when you
Damn.
two share with each other.
Damn polyglots.
I speak 7.
Which is
I got
surprising.
6.
I started with extras because of Midge. Okay, she'll...
I mean, I guess I speak 6 too. Jesus.
I got 6 including common.
Yeah, well, Fionian's an extra one for me. Okay, here we go. She'll look towards Breton and say in broken common, or in common to him, all right, at least we have an idea of who's what and what's going on.
I mean, this is the place. This is the place that needs to be removed. Simple as that.
It is. The demons here the Tanari aren't here working willingly. I don't see a reason to make an enemy out of them if we can avoid it. However, this one could be lying to us through his teeth and I wouldn't know. So the best way to do this, I think, is to work towards our shared interests. He wants them gone, so do we. After that, we'll see where the chips fall. Stand up. She'll put her back off, put her foot off the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll remove my glaive.
Cool.
You want these followers of Null dead and gone?
A grimace-like coat goes across his stomach.
So do we. So here's the deal. Guide us in. Gather your friends. Tell them that if they help us destroy the followers of Null, we will leave them in peace. We will leave this place, and you will not see or hear from us again. All we ask in return is do not betray us when this is over, and leave the leader that is here alive so we can question him next.
Make a persuasion check.
If you fail to deviate from these instructions, there will be no place where you will go when this is done that will save you from my fire. $23.
Let's get rid of them. Follow me. I know where to stash you.
I insight this guy just at a...
Sure.
It was shit for insight, but you never know. I could roll well. Hey, dirty 20.
From what you can tell of this creature, it seems to have agreed with you.
Okay. We will follow it.
It takes you back up the top after some climbing of the side of this cliff, and into the hatch. You notice inside the hatch is like, again, this building is made of almost like a polished black stone, and it's completely enclosed except for this hatch and this chimney. You progress inside down a ladder that looks to be made of of an interesting material. You think it might be some sort of either... You think it's bone. There's no two ways about it.
Ollie, I'm shocked.
It's probably bone. You are taken in. And there's a very irony smell in here. Very iron-like smell. Strong smell of iron oxide and blood. Kind of a mix of rust and blood. And what you see is this sort of... You're in a passageway. and you hear more ahead, but you also hear like the clanking of hammers and the grinding of gears, but also like a pumping. And this thing, it's like hoof-like feet, or like it's got kind of a bit of a waddle to it, and it's just it's like, come on. It's a bit slow moving. And if you pass a couple of like side rooms, can't peer into them per se, but Ruby, you read like there's signs, so you read like sleeping quarters 1, sleeping quarters 2, kitchen, and eventually you come to a large set of metal doors, which you can hear like a lot of the work going from. Like, turns, this is the main workshop. We're gonna go down there. I'm gonna hide you guys while I find my lot. Spread the word.
She will nod.
Yeah. He kind of opens the door, and you see in front of you like a fuel storage room. There's like mountains of what look to be kind of coals, but they're like a deep red.
Okay.
Stay in here. Close the door.
They will do so.
Okay. You will do that.
You know, while we're sitting here, I'm not taking any further chances. I'm gonna put warding bond and death ward on Ruby.
Okay.
Just gonna do that right now.
Sure. Well. Is anyone else doing anything?
I think not for me just yet. If I hear the doors start to open again, I'll do protection from evil and good on myself.
Sure.
What's in this room? Is just a bunch of like
Piles of coals.
red coal.
Yeah, red coals. There is also like a chute. It's like someone
If I pick
could.
up one of the.
So it's like it's almost like a chute between the wall. It's like someone could shovel into the chute in here, push it, and it would open on the other side, so people could.
If I pick up one of the pieces of red coal, is it acting like regular coal, like making my hand dirty?
Yes.
Okay.
Cold to the touch, though. Weirdly.
Coal generally is until you set it on fire.
No, it's more like you're. It's a bit like you've taken a can of Coke out the fridge. Cold.
Oh, that kind of cold. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you weren't expecting that. You wait about 10 minutes. Give me a perception check.
$25.
16.
Breton. Through the thick walls, you hear... Well, actually, I think you'd hear it more through the coal, like, transference chute. But you hear like the bellows stop. And then you hear the glooping sort of pumping stop. And then you hear blades.
Sounds like the forge workers have been tipped off.
Are they with us or against us is the question.
That is the question.
Ruby will step back to let Breton and Valymr go forward just in case.
Okay. So.
Bold of you to assume Breton wasn't just literally face to the door waiting for somebody to open it. Surprise jump scare, it's me.
You see, why don't they? You open the door, and instead of them being the boss fight, they hear the Doom music start playing.
Yeah, you guys are the boss fight. Let's face it.
Yeah, they're gonna see Holy Weapon go up real quick and watch what that does to a fiend.
So, I will say, you have two ways about this now. You can try and sneak into the main room via the coal hatch. Or you could try and follow in the way that they just that you assume the for lack of a better term, the heffalump went in.
I think stealth is not our thing. It's time to throw down. If these guys want to go, we're gonna go.
Okay.
Unless somebody disagrees.
Breton's not sneaking anywhere.
Would Breton fit through the chute either?
Oh yeah,
This is a mass coal chute. It's big.
Yeah, and these are like 10-foot creatures, so it's like a 7-foot doorway for the chute. For once, Breton would be more than fine.
I mean, if Valymr wanted to sneak in so he wouldn't be seen, that's fair. And like you could try Ruby, but Breton cannot sneak around.
We're not sneaking.
And I don't want to sneak through and then be separated.
Okay. Alrighty then. You open the coal chute, the coal room door, and then to the main forge door. And in the main forge, you are greeted by an eerie silence. All the machinery powered down. The sound of as last gasps of wheezing snout. You see in this chamber 5 large demons that like the witch you've just met, ripped from the inside out, splattered over the room. The medium-sized creatures that remain, pale, grey, 3 of which with almost Anubis-like dog heads, and large spears with like a red metal scythe at the top stand. And then one in the center wiping a red dagger clean of blood turns to see you entering the room, and you see these thick red eyes, this hollow bone-like structure, and looks at you. Gives a coy sort of head turn and a slight bony smile.
You just described a Mologius. I know exactly what that is, and that thing is... Okay.
Oh, a what?
A Mologius. It's a type of demon. It is a fucking scary type of demon.
And I'm going to get you guys to roll initiative, but we're going to pick up here next week.
I have no idea what that. Okay.
I'm gonna end the session slightly early because I want to get
Okay.
this. I want to get
Oh,
the
Valymr has
battle
no
map.
idea what that is. He
I
looks
want to get
scary.
the battle map slightly ready.
I think this is what Midge was describing.
And
That was the creature that is slaughtered, or the one that's.
That's the
We're
one that
looking.
just did the slaughtering.
Ah,
that's maybe. Yeah, we will catch this next week. But I want to hear what you guys roll for initiative first. I want to see the initiative.
and can we
just-
cast anything the moment that goes on?
I wouldn't say this is like a surprise round. Some of you have things cast upon you, but
24.
Yeah, I think when I said that I'd do the 14, but I didn't add the
So
+5
19
from
for both
Breton.
of you.
19 for both of you. Remember, because you're within the auras.
Yeah, I was gonna put Holy Weapon on Breton or twin cast Holy Weapon on Breton.
No,
and
you
Valymr.
just walked right into them, so
Sure.
that's not.
Okay.
If you had done that before you'd gone in, sure, but like
Okay.
at this
I
point,
did say I was going to do protection from good and evil.
Yep.
If somebody came through the door, I'd say I would have imagined that us going through it also would have counted for that
That's
potentially.
fine.
Yay.
That'll allow. But we will join up back next week with some combat, and we will see you next time. But all I've got to do is to thank those who have been here. So thank you to Bethany Rose, to DM Lake, and to Lord Lambert. We're normally also joined by Commissar Roach, Kinda Otter, and Ghibli Jam. My name is Midgeman. This has been the Component Cast, and we will see you next time with more Elendor Chronicles. We'll see you. Bye bye.
Toodaloo.